Chapter 2353. My subordinate just forwarded it to me. He said that the city bureau received this video 3 minutes ago. This is a blatant provocation. What are they trying to do? Gowran was furious. After being a police officer for so many years, he had seen a lot of murderers, but he had never seen anyone as cruel as this. No wonder even Chin Chu had to be cautious when he talked about Ian and change his expression when he talked about him. It seems like Mo Schwer is doomed. Ian is too arrogant to send you this video. He knows that you can't do anything to him. Fuck, that fucking foreigner. If he pisses me off, I don't care if he's Ian, or Ian, I'll shoot him first and think about the rest later. Even if he's a foreigner, he can't ride on my neck and shit on me. Gao Ran was usually calm, but when he was angered, he was like a violent lion. He even wanted to shoot the foreigner, but things weren't that simple. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I think it's best if you don't go looking for him. Chin Chu lowered his head and pondered. Why? Gao Ran froze. He didn't seem to understand what Chin Chu meant. Mo Schwer is dead for sure. Even if she's not dead yet, she's going to die for sure. Chin Chu was sure that Ian wouldn't let Mo Schwer go after what she had been through. There was no doubt that she was going to die. Fuck. I'm such a fucking piece of trash. I can't even save 2 hostages. Suddenly, Gao Ran's sense of duty as a police officer exploded. He felt manic and inferior. He even felt like he was nothing. For the first time in his life, he felt sad because he couldn't do anything. You don't have to be too sad. Ian's arrival was unexpected. It's a good thing that the people here are unrelated to us. If someone close to us was targeted by him, it would be troublesome. That's true. Sigh. I'll go back to the city bureau first. They're probably going to explode this time. Gao Ran left Chin Chu in a bad mood. Chin Chu went to see Rick, and Gao Ran returned to the municipal bureau. Mo Schwer was nailed to the cross, but she couldn't feel the pain anymore. Because he was already numb, she was already exhausted from being tortured by this group of demons. She even felt that it would be a relief if someone could give her a stab and let her die. Sir, this woman won't be able to hold on much longer. Should we kill her now? Ian's subordinate asked. Ian was sitting on a chair not far away, leisurely drinking red liquid. It was hard to tell if it was blood or red wine. The entire basement was filled with the smell of blood. No, keep her alive for now. I kidnapped her because I want to give Hua a big present. Ian smiled slightly. 10 minutes later, Hua Xiqian arrived. Half an hour ago, Hua Xiqian received a notice that Ian wanted to meet him. Because his phone was being monitored, Ian was very powerful. He directly sent someone to the Hua family's old mansion and gave him a secret signal. At first, Hua Xiqian was shocked when he heard that Ian was here. It was too sudden. He didn't receive any news about Ian's arrival, so he didn't even know when he entered the country. Later, he calmed down and thought about what had happened in the past few days. Xiang Xian's death, Mr. Xiang's death, and Mo Schwer's disappearance. Then he understood what was going on. Other than Ian, no one else would do something so disgusting. Sir, Mr. Hua is here. His subordinate knocked on the door and reported. Chapter 2354. Let him in. Ian swirled the wine glass in his hand. He had a unique smile on his face, one that would make strangers' hair stand on end. Hua Xiqian left the house in a hurry, so he didn't have time to change out of his business attire. He was wearing a coffee-colored business shirt, black trousers, and a long black coat made of cashmere. He was dressed very casually. He didn't bring any subordinates with him because he thought it would be inconvenient to meet Ian, so he came alone. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? Hua Xiqian asked Ian respectfully as soon as he walked in. I didn't want to trouble you. I wandered around for 2 days. Although your city is small, it's quite interesting, Ian replied with a smile. Master Ian, do you have a mission for me? Hua Xiqian asked nervously. There's no rush. Well, come, take a seat. Ian smiled at him. Hua Xiqian felt uneasy, but he still followed Ian's instructions and sat across from him. Ian picked up another wine glass with a sticky red liquid and handed it over. Here, try it. Hua Xiqian looked down and knew what it was. It was human blood. Ian had a habit of drinking human blood for many years, so it wasn't the first time he saw it. What's wrong? You don't like it? Ian asked when Hua Xiqian didn't move for a long time. Hua Xiqian didn't say anything, and he slowly picked up the wine glass. Then he gritted his teeth and drank the entire glass of liquid in one gulp. The taste of blood immediately spread from his mouth, and the feeling made him want to vomit. How is it? How does it taste? Ian stared into Hua Xiqian's eyes and asked. Not bad. Hua Xiqian barely held on. He had to put on a convincing act in front of Ian. If he gave himself away, all his previous efforts would be wasted. Moreover, if he made Ian unhappy, the consequences would be unimaginable. This was because Ian was a temperamental guy. He was even more emotional than Child. He didn't even care about Nalo, who was his blood brother. Therefore, no matter how unwilling Hua Xiqian was, he would not go against Ian's wishes. People used to tell him that he was like a dog in front of Ian. However, who would be willing to be a dog in front of a demon like Ian? Who dares not to be a dog? Haha, good. I like your personality. Ian seemed to be in a good mood as he patted Hua Xiqian's shoulder. Do you know whose blood this is? Ian asked as he inched closer to Hua Xiqian's face. Hua Xiqian didn't say anything, but he seemed to have an answer in his heart. Ian put one hand on his shoulder and pointed at a dark corner not far away. Look over there. The moment Hua Xiqian looked up, someone turned on the lights in the corner. Mo Shui was standing there with her hands tied behind her back, and there was a wooden cross behind her. His wrists and feet were covered with ghastly wounds. The blood had merged with the rust on the nails, and it gave off a disgusting smell. Hua Xiqian seemed to have expected this, so his expression was calm. Wake her up, Ian ordered. One of his subordinates immediately walked over and splashed a bucket of cold water on her. Mo Shui woke up from the pain. She slowly opened her eyes, and a familiar face appeared in her sight. Chapter 2355. Hua Xiqian, so it really is you. Ha! Mo Shui's voice was weak. She smiled in despair. She knew that Hua Xiqian would deal with her sooner or later, but she didn't expect him to be so cruel. Hua Xiqian didn't say a word. He looked at Mo Shui with an unfathomable gaze. Hua, I heard that this woman worked with the Xiang family to set you up. Have you been a pushover lately? Why haven't you done anything yet? Ian asked. I've been busy with work and haven't had the time to deal with them. Hua Xiqian laughed. I knew it, so I did it for you. What do you think? Are you happy? Ian asked. Yes. Although Hua Xiqian said he was happy, he didn't look happy at all. There are still a dozen people from the Xiang family alive. I've already ordered my men to take care of them. After tonight, none of them will be left alive. Hua Xiqian was shocked and immediately replied, No, Master Ian, there's really no need. Mr. Xiang and his daughter are already dead. Let's just forget about it, no? You have to be decisive. Don't you have a saying in China, if you don't remove the roots when you cut the grass, it will grow again when the spring breeze comes? I don't want you to leave behind a disaster for yourself. Ian's methods were cruel. Whether it was the elderly in their 70s or 80s or the young children, no one could make him soft-hearted. He didn't even know how to spell the word mercy. Although Hua Xiqian was ruthless, he wouldn't go so far as to kill an entire family. Therefore, when he heard that Ian was going to kill the entire Xiang family, he felt very uncomfortable. However, he knew that he couldn't convince Ian otherwise. Hua Xiqian, you'll die a horrible death. You won't have a good ending if you do this. Mo Shui thought that they were in cahoots and that Ian was one of Hua Xiqian's men. Therefore, she kept cursing Hua Xiqian. This woman is so noisy. You too, go and pull out her tongue. Ian laughed as he gave this cruel order while drinking the red liquid in his hand. Mo Shui's expression changed drastically when she heard this. Ian's subordinate stood up and walked towards Mo Shui. They would definitely obey their boss's orders. Hua Xiqian could no longer sit still. He stood up and said, Master Ian, I have some grievances with this woman. I have something to say to her. Sure, I kidnapped her and gave her to you anyway. You can do whatever you want with her. Ian didn't care. To him, Mo Shui, it was just like an ant. He didn't care if she died or not. What was important was that he was happy. Hua Xiqian rushed over and grabbed Immerse's hair. "I never thought that you would end up like this," Hua Xiqian said as he looked at her bloody face. "Ha! I was too merciful. I should have killed you a long time ago. It's fine now, you can kill me. Either way, one of us has to die. Otherwise, we'll never be able to settle our grievances. Death is the only release." Immerse smiled bleakly. Before Hua Xiqian could say anything, Ian's subordinate said with a cold expression, "Master Ian said that he won't let her die easily. He has a lot of tricks planned for her." Hua Xiqian remained expressionless after he heard this. He slowly let go of Immerse's hair and slid his hand down to her blood-covered face. There was no trace of her delicate features anymore. Who would have thought that she was the most famous female celebrity in the country? Shwe. It had been a long time since he called her name so gently. Chapter 2356. Hua Xiqian's words touched Immerse's heart. The two of them had been together for many years. From love to hate, they fought and tore each other apart. They had been through so much together. Hua Xiqian watched Immerse grow from an unknown girl to an award-winning actress with tens of millions of fans. Immerse had witnessed Hua Xiqian's transformation from an adopted son of the Hua family, who was looked down upon by everyone, to the man who now controlled the entire Hua family. In fact, the reason why they got together from the beginning was simple. They wanted to use each other. One wanted to become famous, while the other wanted to fool others by flirting with female celebrities. Immerse was very scheming. Over the years, she had helped Hua Xiqian a lot. However, because of her obsession, she went down the wrong path. Otherwise, Hua Xiqian would never have thought of touching her. "I never thought that we would get to where we are today, haha." Immerse smiled with a pale face. "I didn't think either." Hua Xiqian leaned his head against Immerse. He hadn't been this close to her in a long time. To be honest, although she had always wanted to get rid of him and did a lot of infuriating things, Hua Xiqian didn't want to see her tortured to this state. "Xiqian, did you know? I plan to work with Hua Yin against you. I was going to poison you and slowly kill you." Immerse said. "I know you hate me." Hua Xiqian lowered his head. He didn't dare to look into Immerse's eyes. "Hate? That's right. I hate you. I hate you for not loving me all these years." Immerse's voice trembled. She even sounded like she was about to cry. "Shwe, stop talking. Song Yishu, Wang Shasha, Jiang Linyue. You killed all those women, didn't you?" "Yes." For the first time, Hua Xiqian publicly admitted that he killed people. "You did all this just to be with Hua Min, didn't you?" "Yes." Hua Xiqian nodded. Both Immerse and Hua Xiqian spoke very softly. Ian couldn't hear what they were talking about from the distance behind them. However, Ian didn't seem to be interested in this, because he had investigated the relationship between the two. He knew that Immerse was Hua Xiqian's enemy, so he wasn't afraid that the two of them were plotting something. Moreover, Immerse was now in his hands. There was no way she could escape. "What about me?" Immerse asked. "You're going to kill me soon, right?" "Shwe, I didn't do it. I didn't ask him to do it. Do you believe me?" Hua Xiqian was actually very upset. He didn't want to see Immerse die, but there was nothing he could do to save her. "I believe you because you've never lied to me. You just don't care about lying to me." "Ha! I actually regret it. If I had asked you to go overseas, none of this would have happened," Hua Xiqian said regretfully. Back then, Immerse was planning to go overseas to pursue her career. However, Qin Shu and Su Yu were fighting, so GK started a film and television company. Hua Min asked Hua Xiqian for help, and Hua Xiqian immediately asked Immerse to sign with GK. This incident caused quite a stir back then. Hua Xiqian didn't think that from then on, he and Immerse would become more and more entangled. In the end, the child was gone, and so was their relationship. They started to fight. "Maybe this is my destiny. I don't regret it. If I could choose again, I would still choose to be a celebrity and continue to be entangled with you." but I know that you'll never fall in love with me because you only have Huamin in your heart, right? Mo Shui, asked in tears. Hua Xiqian remained silent. Now that things have come to this, can you please help me one more time? Mo Shui, asked weakly. I know what you want. Hua Xiqian lowered his head, looking very conflicted. Chapter 23:57. So you'll help me, right? Mo Shui, smiled bitterly. After a long silence, Hua Xiqian slowly nodded. Mo Shui, finally let out a sigh of relief. She knew that no matter how cruel and heartless he was still willing to help her. Even if it was the last time. Hua Xiqian slowly wrapped his arm around Mo Shui's shoulder and leaned his warm face against hers. Mo Shui smelled the familiar scent that she hadn't felt in a long time. Tears instantly fell from her eyes. She thought back to her life. She was too obsessed with Hua Xiqian, a man that she shouldn't have fallen in love with. That was why she went down the wrong path. Now it was time for her to wake up. Xiqian, if there's a next life, let's not meet again. After today, we're even. Mo Shui's voice was hoarse. Hua Xiqian nodded. Then he abruptly pierced the dagger in his hand through Mo Shui's heart. The sudden pain only lasted for a second. Then, Mo Shui felt as if all the energy in her body had been sucked out. She slowly rested her chin on Hua Xiqian's shoulder. Then, she used the last of her strength to kiss Hua Xiqian's face. Then, she slowly closed her eyes. She knew that from now on, she was completely free. She would never feel pain or fear again. Whether it was love or hate, they were all gone. In her last moments, she just wanted to kiss the man that she had loved for half her life. She wanted to thank him for granting her a quick death and freeing her. Hua Xiqian really wanted to cry. However, he knew that he couldn't because Ian was still looking at him from behind. He couldn't act like a coward like a normal person. That would only expose his shortcomings. Sir, he killed her. Ian's subordinate reported to Ian. Ian slowly put down his wine glass. He stood up and smiled. What? How could you kill her? Now I'm done for. Hua Xiqian stood up and shoved Mo Shui's body onto the ground. Then, he tidied up his messy collar and turned around with a faint smile. This woman is too hateful. She has framed me so many times. When I saw her just now, my emotions surged and I couldn't control myself. For someone like her, even if she died 100 times, it wouldn't be a pity. I hope Sir won't blame me. Of course not. Why would I blame you? Now that she's dead, I can't play with her anymore. Are you interested in having dinner with me? Ian asked. I'm willing. Although he was slightly sad, he still didn't want Ian's. He didn't want Ian's face still. He didn't want Ian's he didn't look at all. He didn't. Because of Ian's current identity, it was impossible for him to swagger to a restaurant in the city. Finally, Hua Xiqian brought Ian to a remote mansion in the suburbs. On the TV, the female host said with a serious expression, the Municipal Bureau just released information on the suspects of the Xiang family tragedy. They are a group of foreign men. Their photos are below. If you have any leads, please call us. The Municipal Bureau is offering a hefty reward. Below the TV were a few portraits of Ian and his men. Because the surveillance cameras were tampered with, the Municipal Bureau hired a few witnesses. Based on their descriptions, the artists from the Public Security Bureau drew up portraits of them. Then, they put them on the wanted list. The police in your country are so useless. They're so inefficient. Ian sighed arrogantly. Chapter 23:58. Sir, even the FBI can't do anything to you, let alone these idiots. Hua Xiqian said respectfully. Then, Hua Xiqian's personal chef brought the steaks to the table. Ian's steak was medium rare, and there was still blood on it. Is it overcooked? Ian said as he looked at the steak. His subordinate immediately took out his gun and shot at the chef. The old chef fell to the ground with a loud thud. Hua Xiqian didn't even blink. He lowered his head and ate his steak. His steak was medium rare as well, and it still tasted like blood. The taste of the beef is so damn good. I'll take you to eat something fresher next time. Ian laughed. Hua Xiqian felt like vomiting. My brother misses you a lot. How long has it been since you went back to see him? Ian asked casually as he cut his steak. I've been busy with the company, so I haven't gone back in a long time. Mr. Nalo, how is he? He's fine. My brother still hasn't gotten rid of his homosexuality. Oh, I see that you're still single. If you don't like women, why don't you get together with my brother? After all, he loves you so much. You must be joking, Sir Ian. Huasiqian smiled without any emotion on his face. You don't have any feelings for the woman who just died, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be eating steak with me so happily after killing her with your own hands, right? Ian asked as if he was testing Huasiqian. Yes, I don't have any feelings for her at all. It seems like the rumors I heard are true. Ian put down his knife and fork and looked at Huasiqian with interest. Sir, what rumors are you talking about? Huasiqian stopped what he was doing and looked up at Ian. As far as I know, you've always liked a girl. Upon hearing this, Huasiqian's heart skipped a beat. I also heard that the girl is one of your little sisters. Huasiqian began to feel uneasy. What he feared the most was that Ian would discover Hua Min's identity. As for the girl, Ian paused and stared at Huasiqian. Instead, she looked into Huasiqian's eyes and asked, are you hiding something from me? No, sir, why do you ask? Huasiqian calmly looked into Ian's eyes. I feel like there's something important that you haven't told me. Sir, you're overthinking it. I wouldn't dare to do that. Huasiqian began to feel. Huasiqian's words. Forget it. Let's not talk about this first. Let's talk about the girl you like. Is she pretty? Ian asked with a smile. Huasiqian didn't know what to say. He didn't want to reveal anything about Hua Min to Ian. He didn't want to be tainted by the devil. Too embarrassed to say it? Then I'll ask you directly. Is she the girl in this photo? Ian suddenly had a photo in his hand. It was a photo of Hua Min's daily life. It was taken on campus when he was still in university. She had a high ponytail and was holding a book in her hand. She had a sweet smile on her face. Under the sunlight, she looked especially lively. Sir, how did you? Huasiqian was shocked. Wasn't this the photo he kept? How did he inhabit? Chapter 23:59. It's really her? She looks pretty good. Although I don't have the same aesthetic standards as you Asians, this girl's pretty cute when she smiles, right? But looking at this picture, it reminds me of someone, Ian said slowly as he held Hua Min's picture in his hand. Who? Huasiqian asked anxiously. That little vixen Lu Yan. Ian smirked. Huasiqian felt like his head was about to explode when he heard this. Did Ian know something? Why are you so nervous? Look at your expression. Haha. Ian looked at Huasiqian and laughed. No. Why do you think she looks like Lu Yan? It's just a feeling. It's an indescribable feeling. Ian looked at the picture carefully. Then, Mr. Ian, you must be mistaken. This is my little sister. She grew up here and is the daughter of my foster father, Hua Zhenghai. Although she's not related to me by blood, we've always been close. So, she can't be the person you're looking for. Why are you so nervous? I didn't say she's the person I'm looking for. I just said she looks like Lu Yan. I didn't say she's Professor Lu's daughter. But since you're so nervous about her, it must be true love. Huasiqian bit down on his lips and didn't say anything. He didn't want to say yes, but he also didn't want to say no. Talking to Ian was indeed tiring. I didn't think you'd really fall in love with a girl. Back then, I made a bet with Nalo. I thought we were the same kind of people who love themselves the most. Nalo used to think so as well. If he knew you had a girl you liked, he would be very disappointed. After all, he wouldn't have a chance. Mr. Ian, please don't joke around. Huasiqian replied awkwardly. I came here to help you get rid of your enemies. My main purpose is to help you. Is there anything you need? I really don't need anything. I'm already very happy that you helped me get revenge, Huasiqian quickly replied. But you haven't gotten the girl you like yet. There's no need for that. She's already married and has a child, Huasiqian said calmly. That's easy. I can help you kill her husband and child, Ian said casually. Huasiqian was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Huasiqian panicked. You can't do that, master. I don't want that. I don't want her to hate me for the rest of her life. She won't hate you. After I help you kill her family, you can imprison her and feed her our special drug, KB 90. I guarantee that after she takes it for a period of time, she will listen to you obediently and be at your mercy. Isn't it easy to get a woman? I'm also interested in that little vixen Lu Yan. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to catch her. Otherwise, I would have done the same to her. I don't want that. I want her to follow me willingly. Hua Xiqian lowered his head and said slowly, "You Asians are so pretentious. As long as you have her, you don't care if she's willing or not." I care about the result, not the process. There's really no need for that. I want to take care of this myself, Hua Xiqian said firmly. This was the first time he disobeyed Ian. Mr. Hua, don't be so ungrateful. Our master is helping you out of kindness, Ian's subordinate said coldly as he looked at Hua Xiqian. Chapter 2360. So forget it. If he doesn't appreciate my kindness, then I won't say anything more. It's getting dark, so let's go out and continue hunting. If I don't do something on a night like this, my heart will feel empty. Then, Ian finished the last piece of half-cooked steak and slowly stood up. Goodbye, sir. I'll stay for a few more days. This place is very interesting. Then, Ian turned around and left the mansion. Hua Xiqian, on the other hand, began to feel uneasy. He knew that Ian had gone out to harm innocent girls again. He didn't care about those things. What he cared about was Huamin's safety. How much did Ian know about Huamin? In that photo, at this thought, his face became extremely gloomy. Inside the Hua family mansion, all 5 of Hua Xiqian's trusted subordinates were present. Boss, you called us back in such a hurry. Do you have something to tell us? One of them asked. Hua Xiqian didn't say anything. He played with a Swiss Army knife in his hand. It was extremely sharp. Ian's here. Master Ian, is that the terrorist leader? All 5 of his subordinates were shocked. Yes, Ian's here this time. Must have a purpose. It's not as simple as sightseeing, and it's definitely not as simple as killing the Xiang family and Mo Shui to avenge me. So I want to ask you guys, who's the closest to Ian? After speaking, Hua Xiqian looked back at his subordinates and glared at them coldly. His subordinates felt their hair stand on end under his stare. Boss, what are you talking about? Even you have a hard time meeting Master Ian, let alone us. I don't even know if Master Ian is a man or a woman, fat or thin, round or flat. Ah Chung, who had been with Hua Xiqian for the longest, replied. But Ian knows about Mian. My feelings for Mian are different from Su Yu's. The whole world knows that Su Yu likes Mian, but only me and Mian know about my feelings for her. And of course, you guys, boss, are you suspecting that we betrayed you? A few of his subordinates panicked. Hua Xiqian glanced at them coldly. You guys have been with me for the longest time, so you know how I do things. Don't blame me for not holding back. Whoever did it, come out now and admit it like a man. I won't make things difficult for his family. Otherwise, don't blame me for not showing mercy. After Hua Xiqian finished speaking, no one said anything. You don't want to admit it? Then don't blame me for disregarding our brotherhood. Boss, you're really observant. Maybe Master Ian is trying to drive a wedge between us. Our brothers have risked their lives to work for you. Which one of them hasn't killed anyone? We would never do something like that. Please don't wrongly accuse our brothers. Ah Ching's expression was very strong, as if he really wanted to show his determination. The money I usually give you isn't a small amount, right? Hua Xiqian suddenly asked. None of them said a word. You guys used to be street thugs, and now you all have luxury cars, mansions, and even 2 or 3 wives. I've treated you guys well, but you know that Mian is taboo in Ian's eyes. Mian is my weakness, so why did you guys tell on her? Did you think that Ian would make an exception and promote you? Do you know what kind of person Ian is? Do you know how terrifying his methods are? Hua Xiqian roared. All 5 of his subordinates lowered their heads and remained silent. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me or not? Hua Xiqian was exasperated. Chapter 2361. Seeing that no one said anything, Hua Xiqian slowly walked up to the last person. It was a young man in his 20s with red lips and white teeth. He was quite handsome. Along, how do I treat you? You're my last brother. Although we've only been together for a short time, I'm not biased towards you at all. Boss, I know you treat me like a second parent. I won't do anything to betray you. The young man named Ah Wong was so scared that he quickly explained. Really? But I heard that you lost more than 8 million yuan at the Horsehead Gang's underground money house. I don't remember you having that much money. After Hua Xiqian finished speaking, the others all turned their heads and looked at Ah Wong strangely. I did lose money, but I didn't betray boss. Really? I don't think you're still alive after owing 8 million yuan to the Horsehead Gang. So, did you sell the information to the Horsehead Gang, or did you use Ian's money to pay off your debt? Boss, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It really wasn't me. Ah Wong still refused to admit it. Ah Wong, if I remember correctly, your son is in the first grade of elementary school, right? Your dumb wife from the countryside and your mother have moved to the residential area on Guizhong South Road, right? I bought that house for you. Ah Wong knelt on the ground with a thud. Boss, I'm sorry. I didn't want to. I really can't afford to pay off the money. I didn't know those people were Ian's people. They helped me pay off my debt and gave me a lot of money. I was greedy for money. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal if I told them about your relationship with Miss Hua. At least it wouldn't hurt you. I was confused. Ah Wong finally couldn't resist Hua Xiqian's interrogation and confessed everything. Ah Wong, you dog. Boss treats you so well, but you. Ah Qing couldn't help but kick him. Boss, I was confused. Don't hurt my family, okay? My mother and my wife are from the countryside. They don't know anything. My son is innocent. Now you're scared? I gave you a chance just now. Why didn't you say anything? Hua Xiqian asked coldly. I'm afraid of death, afraid that boss will kill me. Coward. Hua Xiqian cursed. At first, he didn't suspect his men until Ian took out the photo. That photo was from his study, and no one else could touch it except for his trusted aide. Therefore, he guessed that there must be a mole. After some investigation, they found out that Ah Wong had gambling debts. Boss, please give me a chance. I'll make it up to you. I'll go kill Ian, okay? Kill Ian? You? Hua Xiqian felt that this was the funniest joke he had ever heard. As long as you don't kill me, I'll do anything you want me to do. Ah Wong knelt on the ground and begged while hugging Hua Xiqian's thigh. It's too late to regret now. Hua Xiqian squatted down and held Ah Wong's neck with one hand. The military knife in his other hand pierced through Ah Wong's neck. His main artery burst and blood flowed out. The other 4 men were scared out of their wits. However, they knew that their boss did this in front of them as an example to others. Drag him out. He's dirtying my floor. Hua Xiqian pulled out the military knife and wiped his hand with a white handkerchief. Yes, boss, should we send someone to watch Master Ian? Ah Qing asked anxiously. Chapter 2362. No, it'll be even more troublesome if Ian finds out. He's already suspicious of me, or else he wouldn't have bribed Ah Wong to look into my private affairs. That's all for now. You guys can leave now. I'll think about it. Hua Xiqian sent his remaining subordinates away. It had been a long time since he last killed someone, but this time he killed 2 people in a row. First, it was Mo Shui, and now it was his subordinates. Hua Xiqian suddenly realized that he was in a bad mood after killing people. He turned around and walked into his study. He carefully put the photo of Hua Min that Ian left on the dining table back into the drawer and locked it. Then he took out his phone and sent a message to Hua Min. Mian, are you there? ? After a while, Hua Mian replied with a question mark. If you're not busy at Southside, can you take a long vacation? There's been too much going on lately, and it's not peaceful here. I'm worried that you'll be in danger. You don't have to worry about me. I still have my husband. You don't understand. I'm just doing this for your own good. Hua Xiqian was anxious and wanted to persuade Hua Min not to go to work at Southside. It was best for her to go abroad and lie low for a while, but he couldn't tell her that Ian was here. Otherwise, Hua Min would feel even more uneasy if she found out. Mian, don't you know how I feel about you? Do you think that I would hurt you? First of all, I'm not Hua Min. Second of all, you don't have to worry about my wife. You should worry about yourself. After hearing this reply, Hua Xiqian's mood exploded. It turned out that the other party was Qin Shu. He had Hua Min's phone. It really made Hua Xiqian. Seeing that it was Qin Shu, Hua Xiqian stopped texting. Huamin came out of the bathroom and looked at Qin Shu as he dried his hair with a towel. Whoa, someone's holding my phone. Is he checking on me? Huamin chuckled. Yeah, I'm checking to see if you've been good lately. Have you been flirting with other girls? What if I have? Will you beat me up? Huamin laughed. If you do, I'll help you get rid of those girls. But I can't beat my wife. After all, I only have one. If I beat her up and run out, where am I going to find another one as smart as her? Qin Shu half-joked as he put his phones down on the bed. She didn't mention a word about Hua Xiqian's text message and deleted all the records. Qin Shu didn't mean to hide it from Hua Mian. He just didn't want Hua Xiqian to appear in their lives. Hua S. T. B. T. Sake. Qin Shu picked up the towel and gently helped her dry her still wet hair. So you like seeing me jealous? Then I'll eat it every day, okay? Qin Shu said on purpose. No, I can't take it if I eat it every day, huh? Huamin looked down and played with his phone. Just then, he saw Zhu Lingling send him a voice message. She pressed it slowly and then put it close to her ear to listen to Lingling's voice. Mian, did you see the news? What news? Huamin knew that something big had happened when Zhu Lingling asked this question. Mo Shui, is dead. She died in a basement. It's very scary. Zhu Lingling said. What? Mo Shui is dead? Her body was found? Huamin was shocked and immediately got up from his bed. Chapter 2363. I found her. She was in a basement. My husband brought people to the crime scene, and he said it was horrifying. Mo Shui was tortured before she died, and the cause of her death was a stab to the heart. It was so tragic. I never thought that a superstar like her would have such a tragic end. Zhu Lingling lamented. Huamin furrowed her brows slightly. To be honest, she hated Mo Shui, but she never thought that she would one day die in such a way. It was truly a pity. It's really shocking, Huamin said slowly as she bit her lip. It's been really chaotic lately. My husband said that there's a psycho killer in our city. He told me not to go out after dark. You two, you have to take care of yourself, especially the twins. Don't let them go out. Let's wait until the killer is caught. It's so scary. So many people have died already. The girl from the Xiang family hasn't even died yet, and now Mo Shui is involved. It's really tragic. Oh right, I heard that Mo Shui's family and fans went to Hua Xiqian's company to cause trouble, Zhu Lingling said. They went to Hua Xiqian's company to cause trouble? Why? Huamin was curious. You idiot. Mo Shui, but didn't have a boyfriend. Wasn't Hua Xiqian the only boyfriend she publicly admitted to all these years? Now that she's dead, of course someone has to come out and vent their anger. But Mo Shui broke off a relationship with Hua Xiqian and has been hiding in the Xiang family with Old Master Xiang. But Old Master Xiang is dead, and the Xiang family is almost all dead. Of course, they can't come out and be the scapegoat. So, Hua Xiqian is the best candidate. Hua Xiqian isn't someone to be trifled with. If we get too close to him, it won't do anyone any good. What the Mo clan is doing isn't a wise decision. Huamin analyzed calmly. Mian, you guessed wrong this time. Hua Xiqian really impressed me this time. I heard that not only did he not chase away the troublemakers, he even gave the Mo family a large sum of money as compensation and promised to hold a large memorial service for Mo Shui. The memorial service is tomorrow. Do you want to go? Me? Forget it. We're not even friends. It's better not to go. Huamin shook his head. Well, that's true. Then you should go to work properly. Don't run around after work because the person hasn't been caught yet. Is the murderer really a foreigner? Huamin asked Zhu Lingling when he saw the news on TV. He was sure that Gao Ran knew the truth. Yeah, my husband said it's a foreigner. Who knows? I don't care. I don't want to worry about it. Let the police investigate it themselves. Zhu Lingling then said good night to Huamin and hung up. Honey, you don't look so good. What did Zhu Lingling say to you? Is it about Mo Shui? Qin Shu asked softly as he hugged Hua Min's shoulder. Yeah, it's all too sudden. Honey, you said the human life is actually very fragile, right? You might be fine yesterday, but the next day, you might become a corpse. Huamin sighed as he leaned on Qin Shu's shoulder. Of course, humans are the most fragile creatures in the world. They can face any accident at any time. So we have to cherish every minute and every second of our lives because a lifetime is really not long. How dare you say that? Someone disappeared for 4 years. Oh no, it was 11 years. There were 7 years before that. Huamin began to find fault with Huamin. Chapter 2364. Qin Shu rubbed his forehead. He knew that his wife was angry. Then, he brushed his lips across Huamin's ear. It was a gentle kiss. Someone don't hold a grudge. I'm willing to spend the rest of my life making it up to you. Qin Shu comforted her. The rest of your life isn't enough. If I live until I'm 80, then I still have 50 years left. Isn't that enough? Mrs. Qin, what else do you want? Qin Shu reached out and pinched Huamin's face lovingly. 50 years isn't enough. 500 is more like it. Huamin stubbornly replied. 500 years. Okay, your husband will work hard to find the elixir of immortality. Then, we'll both live until we're 500 years old and fulfill your wish. With Mr. Qin comforting her, Huamin didn't feel as sad. Plus, Immerse wasn't a friend to begin with. Death would only make people feel a little sad. Huamin took out her phone, opened Weibo, which she hadn't logged in for a long time, and posted a comment. People live for a lifetime, plants and trees for an autumn. There are only 2 things that people can't escape. One is karma, and the other is impermanence. Huamin didn't do it on purpose. She was just lamenting. She didn't think that it would provoke crazy fans to attack her. Many people replied to her post. Some of Immerse's fans even cursed at her. Woman, what are you trying to say? Are you being sarcastic? What do you mean by karma? Are you saying that our it deserves this? Is this karma? To the one above, watch your tone. Our Dr. Hua isn't that kind of person. Do you understand Chinese or not? It's scary to be uneducated. Huamin was just lamenting about the impermanence of life. Do you have to bite him like crazy dogs? Huamin scrolled through the comments on Weibo. She was silent, and her heart didn't waver at all. She wasn't someone who could be easily influenced by others. The next morning, at breakfast, only Qin Shu and Huamin were there. Huh? Where's Ningning? Are you still in bed? Huamian asked. I'm afraid she's already gone out. She's been leaving early and returning late recently. I wonder what she's busy with. She's probably going back to America, so she can't bear to part with Tang Chuan. The 2 of them are in love, so it's normal that they can't bear to part with each other. Huamin smiled as he picked up the milk and drank it. Honey, Huamin tilted his head and looked at Qin Shu. Is the hospital busy recently? I'm fine. I'm not very busy, but I'm not free either. Why are you asking me this? Huamin was curious. If you're not busy, let's go on a vacation. Vacation? When? Huamin was stunned. Today's a good day. Why don't you take the day off? Qin Shu asked tentatively. Today? Hubby, I don't think the company is so free that you can go on vacation whenever you want. What's wrong? Why are you acting so weird today? Huamin felt that something was wrong. Oh no. Didn't Little Bean and Pudding talk about going to Wuzhou to eat hairy crabs? So I was wondering if we should go on a vacation for a few days. But we can't leave right away. Haha, let's wait for a while. The General Hospital will send more doctors to Southside. By then, I think I won't be so busy anymore. We can go on a vacation for a few days. It was obvious that Huamin didn't want to leave right away. Okay, that's a good idea. Qin Shu lowered his head and drank his milk worriedly. He didn't dare to continue persuading Huamin. Chapter 2365. With his wife's intelligence, she would definitely get suspicious if he said too much. Honey, I have a meeting in the morning. I have to go. I'll drive you. Qin Shu immediately put down the unfinished bread in his hand and stood up. It's okay. I can do it myself. No, I'll drive you. No matter what Huamin said, Qin Shu refused to let her go to work alone. In the end, he insisted on driving Huamin to Southside. Before they got out of the car, Qin Shu held Huamin's hand and looked at her affectionately. Honey, I'll pick you up after work. Don't go alone. I don't know what time I'll get off work. If I have an emergency surgery, I might have to work overtime. That's okay. I'll wait for you. Just wait for me to pick you up, Qin said worriedly. Okay. Huomin nodded and walked towards the hospital. Qin waited for Huomin to enter the hospital before he drove away. In an inconspicuous alley opposite the hospital, Ian smiled. Ian stood there and smiled. It seems that her lover dotes on her very much. Sir, should we kidnap her? One of his subordinates asked in a low voice. No, I'm tired of kidnapping. I have a better game. Ian smiled evilly. After Huomin entered his office, Chun Jie walked in with a stack of documents. Vice Director, these are the documents for the morning meeting. Please take a look. Huomin looked up at Chun Jie and smiled slightly. Why are you back so soon? Didn't I give you a long break? Chun Jie and N.I. Yang had just gotten married, so Huomin gave her special permission to take more time off. He didn't expect her to come back so soon. She was quite friendly. I couldn't stay. It was too boring. Chun Jie smiled. Did N.I. Yang let you come to work? He did. He's busy writing new songs every day. We have to get back on track. It's not good to be together all the time. Chun Jie's face reddened slightly. Okay, leave the documents here. I'll look at them in a bit. Okay, don't forget to drink some lemonade. I heard it has whitening effects. Chun Jie reminded. Huomin smiled and nodded after Chun Jie left. Huomin fell in a deep thought. She was thinking about something. Everyone seemed to want her to go on vacation. Both Hua Xiqian and Qin Chu said the same thing. This is too strange. Could it be that something big is going to happen soon? Did they want to send her away? Huomin felt like something was wrong, but she didn't know who to ask. She turned Huomin's father. Huomin Hua Xiqian wore a black suit and held Mo Shue's photo in his hand. He walked at the front, followed by a large group of fans. Jiang Yi, who hadn't shown up in a while, was also in the crowd. Su didn't go, but he sent some couplets. After all, they were all in the entertainment industry, and many of Imperial Star's artists were in attendance. After all, this was a chance for them to show up and get some attention. Huomin looked at it and didn't find any valuable clues. She got up and walked toward the conference room. At the entrance of the city's largest funeral parlor, Gao Ran brought his men here to maintain law and order. He was afraid that someone would cause trouble. After all, this was a crowded place. Inside the police car, Gao Ran sipped on a can of Coke, feeling anxious. Chief Gao, it's been so long, and we've already issued a warrant. It doesn't make sense that we can't find the culprit. There aren't many foreigners in the first place, so they should have attracted a lot of attention. Could it be that they've already left the city? Escaped? The subordinate police officer guessed. Chapter 2366. Gao Ran shook his head. No way. Why would someone like that run away? After hearing Qin Chu's explanation of Ian's identity, Gao Ran was certain that Ian wouldn't run away like a coward. Then how come there's no news at all? There's not even a witness. Don't they need to eat or drink? Gao Ran was also puzzled. Why was there no news at all? Logically speaking, the City Bureau's portrait artist should have a high degree of authenticity. How could there be no clues at all after a few days? Gao Ran didn't know that Ian could change his face at any time. He and his men could change their masks at will. That day at the restaurant, when Rick and Cece met Ian, his face wasn't Ian's. So, how did Gao Ran catch someone who could change his face at any time? Did you find anything suspicious at Mo Shue's death scene? Gao Ran asked with a frown. Not yet. We also found some blood and hair. We sent it for testing, but the results aren't out yet. Okay, I got it. Gao Ran was even more depressed. His superiors had given him a strict order to give an explanation for these murders. Xiang Xin was a socialite. Mr. Xiang was a respectable businessman, and now Mo Shui was an influential celebrity. 3 lives in just a few days. It really caught everyone off guard. Hua Xiqian killed Mo Shui with his own hands that day, but Ian's men had already taken care of all the evidence. So, the police wouldn't suspect Hua Xiqian. Plus, he had a lot of alibis. If it weren't for Ian, Gao Ran might have already arrested Hua Xiqian and taken him back to the police station for tea. But now, it was getting more and more confusing. After Huamin came back from his morning meeting, he took out his phone and scrolled through his WeChat moments. He saw that Cece had posted a photo of the airport with only one sentence: "Start a beautiful new life." Huamin knew that she and Rick had left the city for America, but would Cece be able to find a new life there? He thought of Rick's family dispute and his fiancée, Luna, who was the daughter of a mafia boss. Huamin broke out in cold sweat for Cece. While she was in a daze, her phone rang. It was a video call from Little Bean. Huamin instantly became gentle when he saw his daughter's profile picture. "Little Bean," she said gently. "Mommy, what are you doing?" "Mommy is at work." "Have you eaten?" "I've eaten." "What about you? Have you eaten with your sister?" "Yeah, we didn't eat at home. We ate outside. We ate salmon." Little Bean proudly showed off. "Outside? Did you go out with your grandparents?" Huamin asked. "No. Handsome Sue is here to pick us up, huh?" Little Bean said happily. Hearing that it was Suyu who picked up the twins, Huamin was relieved. "I see. Mommy, your makeup is a bit of a failure today." Little Bean suddenly pointed at Huamin's face. Huamin froze and touched her face subconsciously, not knowing what went wrong. "You should use a brighter eyeshadow. Your coffee-colored eyeshadow makes you look haggard." "Okay, you little girl. Mommy doesn't need your guidance." Huamin smiled. "Mommy, Uncle Sue said that the seafood here is good. Do you want to come and eat with us?" "It's still early. You're probably still on your lunch break, right?" Little Bean asked. Upon hearing Little Bean's words, Huamin looked down at her watch. Chapter 2367. "I can't, baby. I don't have time. Mommy has to go to work in half an hour." "Mommy, are you the vice director? You don't have to be so serious." "I can't do that. Mommy has to follow the rules too. Otherwise, it'll be hard to convince others." Okay. Then we'll continue eating. Don't be jealous, okay? Go ahead. After breakfast, Uncle Sue will drive you guys back." After hanging up, Lil Bean pouted. Pudding reached out her hand. "Give me the money. 100 yuan. Little Bean reluctantly took out 100 yuan and put it in her sister's hand. "I told you, Mommy won't come. She won't delay work because of food," Pudding said confidently. "I thought Mommy wouldn't be so rigid after she became the vice director." Who knew? Little Bean was so disappointed in her mommy. Suyu laughed. "It's impossible for your mommy not to be rigid. I've known her for so many years, but she's still so bad-tempered. So why are you so stubborn? Why do you like her?" Little Bean glared at Suyu and asked. So you didn't know how to answer Little Bean's question. "It's because Mommy doesn't like others that Handsome Sue likes her. Handsome Sue wouldn't like her if she was a slut who could be found everywhere on the street. What do you know? This is called rare things are precious," Pudding emphasized. "Okay, you two win. I don't know what to say." Suyu lowered his head and ate in silence. "Hey, by the way, sis, you're so smart. Why don't you give us an analysis of who the psycho killer is?" Little Bean seemed to be very interested in this shocking murder case. Pudding, on the other hand, casually ate her sushi and replied, "The people who died were unrelated to us, so I'm not interested in analyzing them. I don't care who they are, as long as it has nothing to do with the people around us." Okay, you're being arrogant again. You just like Daddy." Little Bean's enthusiasm was instantly extinguished. "Handsome Sue, I heard that a woman in your company is chasing you." Little Bean changed the topic and asked Suyu. "Ahem, who did you hear this rumor from?" Suyu almost choked. Big brother and never makes up rumors. It must be true. Little Bean immediately betrayed, and Suyu turned around and coldly glanced at An's poker face. Xiao, An's eyes darted left and right, pretending not to look at Suyu's terrifying eyes. "So what's the situation? Don't tell me it's another woman like bitch Jian," Little Bean asked. "There's no such thing. Don't listen to his nonsense. Handsome Sue, I'm warning you. Don't attract bad girls. The problem is, you're not the only one who's troubled. Every single one of those girls is trying to pick on my mommy. She's innocent." Little Bean began to defend her mommy. "Stop. Let's not talk about this anymore. I didn't treat the two of you to sushi so that you can attack me. Okay." Suyu laughed. She's the one who bombarded you, not us. Putting emphasized. Sis, what do you mean? You're not on my side anymore? Little Bean looked at her sister. I've never been on your side. Please, don't drag me into this, Pudding said righteously. By the way, why haven't I seen Tang Chuan recently? Every time I ask him a drink, he says he's busy. Isn't he chasing after your auntie? Does he go to your house often? Suyu asked. No, not only do you not see Uncle Tang, but our auntie also leaves early and comes home late. I don't know what they're busy with. Maybe one day they'll give us a younger brother or sister. Little Bean guessed. Suyu almost spat out the sushi in his mouth. So, your auntie doesn't plan on going back to the States? Suyu asked curiously. Chapter 2368. Who knows? Second Grandpa is furious. If Annie doesn't go back, he'll probably bring bodyguards to arrest her. Little Bean guessed. Suyu chuckled. Now young Master Tang has something to do. Inside a coffee shop, Tang Chuan and Qi Ning were having a date here. As soon as Qi Ning sat down, Tang Chuan went around to buy her coffee. Then, he added sugar and milk, taking care of her in every possible way. Ning Ning, you seem a bit off today. What's wrong? Tang Chuan noticed that Qi Ning was a lot less talkative than usual today. Tang Chuan, I might have to go back to the States. Oh. Tang Chuan nodded. Then, he tore open a bag of sugar and added it to his coffee. That's all you said? Qi Ning felt uncomfortable seeing Tang Chuan's reaction to her. Just one oh, what does that mean? He didn't care if she went back? Then why should she be sad? What else can I do? Cry? Tang Chuan grinned. So it doesn't matter to you whether I go or not. Qi Ning stood up to leave. Hey, Ning Ning, where are you going? I don't want to drink anymore. You can drink it yourself. Don't. Madam, sit down and listen to me. Why are you so short-tempered? You have no patience at all. Tang Chuan grabbed Qi Ning's arm and pushed her back to her seat. Speak. Qi Ning's face was cold. She turned her head to the side and didn't look at Tang Chuan's face. Weren't I busy making coffee when you were telling me about it? So, I didn't have time to tell you. Actually, what I meant was that I didn't want you to go back to the States, but I had no choice. After all, you're a senior in the company and your dad only has one daughter. So, you have to go back sooner or later, right? So, Qi Ning's face darkened. So I was thinking, why don't we go somewhere before you go? Then, no matter if you go back to the States or to England, France, or Italy, I'll be at ease. Tang Chuan took a few sips of his coffee and sipped it carefully. Then, he took a sip and carefully handed it to Qi Ning when he felt that it wasn't hot. It's not hot anymore. Here, drink this. Tang Chuan handed the coffee. Qi Ning wasn't in the mood to drink coffee. She was thinking about Tang Chuan's words. Chuan, what do you mean? I'm going back to China. Where are you taking me? Qi Ning frowned. The Civil Affairs Bureau, Tang Chuan said in a serious tone. Why are we going to the Civil Affairs Bureau? Qi Ning was confused. To get a certificate, get married. Get married? Qi Ning finally realized what was going on. Tang Chuan held his cup of coffee and blew on it carefully. Tang Chuan, why? Isn't the purpose of our relationship to get married? Or are you just playing around with me? Ning, I haven't loved someone so seriously in a long time. Are you really going to abandon me? Tang Chuan cried and started to act shamelessly. No, that's not what I meant. The problem is getting married is a big deal. It's not a game. Qi Ning felt it was too sudden and didn't know what to say. So, you don't want to marry me at all, right? Tang Chuan pouted, looking like he had lost his soul. Oh no, it's too sudden. I'm not ready. Qi Ning was confused. But I'm ready. Ning Ning, listen to me. Once we get the marriage certificate, we'll be legally married. No matter who opposes us, no one will be able to affect our relationship. How perfect would that be? Tang Chuan looked at Qi Ning with a smile on his face. But, Qi Ning stuttered. She didn't know what to say. Chapter 2369. Looking at Qi Ning's hesitant expression, Tang Chuan felt uneasy. This girl had clearly seen through his feelings. But why was she still? Could it be that he had pushed him too hard? Seeing that Tang Chuan's face was dark and he didn't say anything, Qi Ning thought Tang Chuan was angry. She quickly grabbed his hand and explained. Listen, Tang Chuan, I don't want to marry you. It's not that I don't like you, and it's not that I don't want to marry you. Ever since my mother passed away when I was young, my father didn't want me to be wronged, so he didn't find me a stepmother. Even though I had a lot of girlfriends in the company, in the end, no woman was able to marry me. I'm very grateful to him for that, and I know that it wasn't easy for him. He raised me all these years, and he had to be both a father and a mother. He also had to manage such a big company, so it's normal for him to be irritable and weird. But I can't just act first and ask for permission because of my selfishness. That's disrespectful to him, and he'll be very sad if he finds out. I can't bear to hurt him. Qi Ning patiently and gently explained to Tang Chuan. Oh, I know. Ning, don't be nervous. I'm not angry. I just suddenly thought of this idea to ask you. It's okay if we don't get married. After all, you didn't do anything wrong. We're not cheating on each other, and we're not having an affair. We're both in a relationship, and of course, we'll be the same when we get married. So I won't be angry, don't worry. After listening to Qi Ning, Tang Chuan understood. As long as the girl didn't reject the proposal because she wasn't sure about her feelings for him, it was fine. Then when I go back to the States, will you miss me? Qi Ning pursed her lips and asked shyly. She lowered her head and didn't even dare to look directly into Tang Chuan's eyes. After all, it was her first love, and she had no experience. She was just shy like a little girl. No. Tang Chuan's answer was very straightforward. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Qi Ning was obviously unhappy. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Why would I miss you? After Tang Chuan said this, Qi Ning's face turned green. Then, without waiting for her to speak, Tang Chuan continued. After all, we can see each other every day. What else is there to think about? Day and night? You're talking about video chat? But the time difference between America and China is different. Qi Ning was a little worried. Are you stupid? Don't you understand what I mean? Tang Chuan crossed his arms and looked at Qi Ning. You're a genius who became a director at such a young age. What do you mean? Hurry up and tell me. Don't beat around the bush, or I'm going to get mad. Qi Ning was confused, but she wasn't sure what Tang Chuan meant. What did I mean? I'm just going home to pack my luggage and go with you, Tang Chuan said casually. Come with me? Then will your family agree? Qi Ning frowned slightly. She felt that Tang Chuan's action was too reckless. Last time, when they heard that he was in the States for more than a month, the elders of the Tang family were furious and even questioned Suyu. Don't worry, if my family could control me, I wouldn't be Tang Chuan. Qi Ning, okay. Even if you can control your family, what about my dad? He said that if you want to be with me, you have to. Qi Ning paused, but she knew that Tang Chuan would understand what she meant. Chapter 2370. I know. I have to be a live-in son-in-law. So you're saying yes? Qi Ning froze. Yeah, what else can I do? Do I have a choice? I want to marry you. I want to be with you. So I'll do as you say. Tang Chuan giggled. Stop messing around. This isn't a small matter. Qi Ning was clearly unhappy with Tang Chuan's playful attitude. Ning, I'm not messing around. When did I joke about this? I'm serious. But I don't want to restrict your personal freedom because of me. I know you don't want to live like that in the States, and the Tang family won't allow their son to be a live-in son-in-law. I don't want to make things difficult for you. Qi Ning was thinking about Tang Chuan and didn't want to do this. She didn't want to selfishly force Tang Chuan to compromise, sacrifice his dignity, and let others laugh at him for being a grown man. In the end, he had to marry into an old woman's family. Ning, I know what you're thinking, but to put it simply, we're in love and want to be together, but we don't have a better way right now. So let's just go along with your daddy's wishes. Let's not be pretentious. If we have to think too much about everything we do, life will be so tiring. Do you know why I also admire our sister-in-law, Humin? Tang Chuan asked excitedly. Qi Ning shook her head in confusion. What I admire the most about our sister-in-law isn't her high IQ or calm personality, but her decisiveness when she makes a decision. Many men can't compare to her. Just like when we were all worried about how to save your brother from being framed and locked up in prison, our sister-in-law made up her mind and took the blame in court. She shocked so many people, and she didn't discuss it with anyone. So, let's not think too much about it. No matter what I do or what you do, as long as the result is good for both of us and we can be happy together, that's enough, don't you think? Tang Chuan was a very easygoing person. He was cheerful and always laughed. He wasn't as domineering as Su Yu, nor was he as calm as Wei Liao, and he rarely talked about big things. However, what he said today really shocked Qin Ning. She thought about what Tang Chuan said and was suddenly enlightened. Tang Chuan, you're right. As long as we can be happy together, we don't care about anything else. Then, you should pack up. We'll go back tomorrow. Qin Ning was in a very good mood. I'm all packed, don't worry. Now, what we need to do is eat in peace. Madam, I'm starving. Can we not just drink coffee? Can you be more generous and treat me to a pizza? Tang Chuan asked jokingly. Qin Ning burst out laughing. Okay, young Master Tang, I'll treat you to 10 pizzas. After all, you're part of our family from now on. Okay, since you're my sugar daddy, you have to treat me well from now on. Tang Chuan continued to tease her. Qin Ning got goosebumps when she heard what he said. Some people were in love, some people were sad, some people were happy, and some people were sad. Tang Chuan and Qin Ning agreed to go back to the States together, so both of them were very happy. Qin Shu, on the other hand, was worried every day because of Ian's arrival. He had been looking for Ian's whereabouts, but to no avail. Indeed, Xiao Fei and Lu Yin weren't exaggerating. Ian was just too powerful. Worried that Ian would harm Huamin, Qin Shu was always absent-minded at work. He even zoned out during the morning meeting. This was the first time Mr. Qin had been so absent-minded during a meeting. Chapter 2371. President Qin. This is our marketing department's latest proposal. What do you think? After the marketing director introduced the project, he sincerely asked Qin Shu for his opinion. However, Qin Shu didn't respond at all because he was thinking about something else. President Qin? President Qin? Assistant Yang cautiously reminded him. Yes. Qin Shu snapped back to reality. Director Wang's proposal has been introduced. What do you think? Assistant Yang repeated the marketing director's question. Qin Shu looked up listlessly and glanced at the blueprint on the big screen. Then, he said, I'll think about it. Send the detailed proposal to my office, and I'll discuss it after I've studied it. Okay, President Qin. That's all for today. Meeting adjourned. Qin Shu stood up tiredly. After he walked out of the meeting room, Assistant Yang immediately handed him a bottle of water. President Qin, you've been in a bad mental state lately. Qin Shu unscrewed the cap of the water and took a big gulp. Then he sighed. Yes, it's very bad. Forgive me for being nosy, but did you get into an argument with President Hua? Assistant Yang asked. No. How could I bear to get into an argument with her? Qin Shu denied. Is it because there's something else that's bothering you? If you don't mind, you could tell me about it. It's getting more and more depressing if there's always something bothering you. It's nothing big. Maybe there's been too many things going on at the company lately, so I'm just frustrated. Why don't you and President Hua take the baby to Yunding Mountain and stay there for a few days? I see that you guys have always liked the hotel there. Bella, Director Jing, and I are here at the company. We can handle it. Assistant Yang was being kind. It's okay, I'll adjust myself. Don't worry, okay. All right, President Qin, there's one more thing. What is it? Although Assistant Yang was a chatterbox, Qin Shu liked this assistant. Sometimes he even thought that Assistant Yang was a little cute. Can I get off work early tomorrow? Assistant Yang asked nervously. Why? It's because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. My wife wants me to go back early to accompany her. I don't know what's wrong with her recently, but she's obsessed with crosstalk. A famous crosstalk master is coming to perform in our city, and it starts at 4:30 p.m., so can I leave half an hour earlier? Of course. I can work overtime for half an hour to make up for it. Approved. Qin Shu only said 2 simple words. Little Yang was very happy and kept thanking him. Thank you, President Qin. Thank you, President Qin. With that, Yang turned to leave. Wait a minute. Qin Shu stopped him. President Qin, Do you have any other orders? If it's Valentine's Day, what should I give her? Qin Shu asked awkwardly. Boss, are you going to buy a gift for President Hua? Yang's eyes lit up. Just answer my question. Why do you have so much nonsense to say? Qin Shu snorted, a little embarrassed. Ha, President Qin, it's like this. Normally, people give roses. Although it's vulgar, most women like it. I give my wife 99 roses every year, forever and ever. Got it. You can leave now. Qin Shu waved his hand and sent Assistant Yang out. If it weren't for Assistant Yang's big mouth, Qin Shu would have forgotten that tomorrow was Valentine's Day. Qin Shu immediately began to struggle. What should he give his wife? He had to make up for the past 4 Valentine's Days that he missed. It seemed like he couldn't be careless this time. Therefore, President Qin fell into silence again. At noon, she went to the hospital cafeteria for lunch with her assistant, Chun Jie. Sister Mian, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. What should President Qin give her? Chun Jie asked curiously. Everyone knew that Qin Shu loved his wife like his life depended on it. So even Chun Jie, who usually didn't like to gossip, was tempted to ask about it. Upon hearing Chun Jie's question, Huamin froze for a moment. Chapter 2372. It's Valentine's Day already. I wouldn't have remembered if you didn't mention it. Huamin smiled. You don't care about anything when you're busy. Chun Jie knew Hua Min's temper too well. What about you? How are you and Yang going to spend Valentine's Day together? He said he's going to take me out for dinner after work. Chun Jie smiled sweetly. As expected of a newly married couple, they were filled with happiness. Oh, our Yang is a warm guy, and now that we're married, he's even more of a cute husband. Jie, did you save the galaxy in your previous life? That's why you're so lucky to meet your idol. Huamin teased. When it comes to saving the galaxy in your previous life, no one can compare to you. You have President Qin's love. You're the envy of everyone else. Okay, let's stop praising each other. Hurry up and eat. I still have surgery in the afternoon. Okay. Chun Jie nodded, and the two stopped talking. When Huamin came out from work, Qin Shu was already waiting for him at the door. It was a black Bentley, low-key yet luxurious. Honey, how long have you been waiting? Huamin smiled sweetly. I just got here too. In order not to make Huamin feel guilty, Qin Shu didn't tell her that he had been waiting for half an hour. I had a surgery in the afternoon. I'm so tired and hungry. Huamin sat in the passenger seat, completely relaxed. What do you want to eat? I'll take you. Aren't we going home to eat? Huamin tilted her head and looked at Qin Shu. No, there's no one at home. Mom and Dad went out to have tea with an old friend, so you took Little Bean and Pudding to the Su family, and Ning Ning and Tang Chuan went somewhere to have fun. So, it's just the two of us at home. Huamin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Okay, do you want Aixian's ramen? Every time Huamin thought about what to eat, she would always think of that ordinary and worn noodle restaurant and the time when she was young with Qin Shu. Then, she would be filled with happiness. Okay, Qin Shu nodded, then turned the car around and drove in the direction of Second High School. Boss, 2 bowls of ramen, 1 big and 1 small. Qin Shu said, No, I want 2 big bowls today. I'm so hungry. Huamin stuck out her tongue and acted like a spoiled child to Qin Shu. Qin Shu smiled dotingly, then turned around and corrected the boss. 2 big bowls then. All right, I'll be right there. Wait a moment. Not long after, 2 bowls of steaming hot ramen were served, and the boss even gave away his homemade pickled vegetables. For people like Qin Shu and Huamin who were used to eating all kinds of delicacies, this bowl of ramen was actually the most delicious thing in the world. Huamin was really hungry. She didn't even have time to talk as she kept her head down and took big bites of the ramen. Slow down, don't burn yourself. You're so old already, but you're still acting like a kid. Qin Shu reminded her with a smile. I'm so hungry. I can't hold it in anymore. I'll talk to you after I finish eating, okay? Huamin said as she ate. Qin Shu was afraid that Huamin didn't have enough to eat, so he kept putting the beef in his bowl in her bowl. Just then, the old TV at the front desk of Aixian's Ramen started broadcasting the latest evening news. According to our latest news, a murder occurred in an alley near Hushi Road. The victim is a young woman whose identity is unknown. She died in the same way as Xiang Xian, the youngest daughter of the Xiang family, died a while ago. There was not a single drop of blood on her body. The police have arrived at the scene to seal it off. This is the third case of a female victim after Xiang Xian and Immerse Shue's deaths. The psychopathic killer has appeared again, and everyone is panicking. We hope that the police can solve this case as soon as possible. We will continue to follow this story, so please stay tuned. Qin Shu's expression changed slightly when he heard the news. He put down his chopsticks and coldly looked at the TV. Chapter 2373. The psychopathic murderer is out again? Gao Ran and the others haven't caught the murderer yet? Huamin turned around and asked softly. Qin Shu shook his head. Looks like it's not Huasiqian. He never kills people that have nothing to do with him. Huamin analyzed calmly. Yeah, it's not Huasiqian. He wouldn't do something so despicable, Qin Shu said with certainty. It's not peaceful anymore. Everyone's worried. Everyone in the hospital is talking about it. I don't know what the murderer is trying to do. Why would he drain someone's blood out of nowhere? It's not like they're real vampires. It's disgusting. Huamin shook his head helplessly. Honey, you eat first. I need to go to the washroom. Qin Shu stood up. Okay. Huamin nodded. He didn't notice the subtle change in Qin Shu's expression. City Bureau. Gao Ran flew into a rage and kicked the stool in front of him. His subordinates were so scared that they didn't dare to make a sound. I'm so pissed off. Another human life. This is easier than stepping on an ant. How lawless. You're addicted to killing, aren't you? Gao Ran couldn't help but curse. Chief Gao, the murderer is too cunning. We tried our best. Don't blame yourself. One of the officers tried to persuade him. Bullshit. That's a human life. How can I not blame myself? What do we do for a living? Don't we take taxpayer money every month to ensure the safety of this area? Now, the murderer is playing a killing game right under our noses, and we can't do anything about it. This is our incompetence. Gao Ran slammed his fist on the wooden table, and a sharp pain and numbness came from his hand. Chief Gao, don't be angry. We'll do our best to investigate. Gao Ran was about to say something when his phone rang. Hello? He picked up the phone without looking at it. His attitude was extremely unfriendly. Wow, Chief Gao is so angry. Qin Shu teased. After hearing Qin Shu's voice, Gao Ran calmed down a lot. He waved his hand and dismissed his men. Don't make fun of me. Look at the situation now. Gao Ran sighed. I saw the news. Another person died. Have you found out who he is? She's just a 23-year-old salesperson. She's pretty and comes from a small town. She's been working here for more than 2 years. She usually rents an apartment with a few of her colleagues. I heard that she likes to hang out at bars. She met the murderer at a bar before he took her away and brutally killed her. The way she died is exactly the same as Xiang Xian's. So, Ian did it, right? Gao Ran asked. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely him. Qin Shu felt very uncomfortable whenever he heard Ian's name. It wasn't because he was afraid. It was because the enemy was in the dark while they were out in the open. Ian hid in a rat hole and didn't show his face, but he often popped out to kill people. They didn't know what his ultimate goal was, so Qin Shu was very, very worried about Huamin's safety. Damn it. Chu, you have to think of a way. I have to catch this psycho. I'm so pissed. I feel like a coward as a police officer. That feeling of failure. Gao Ran was very troubled. He no longer had his previous calmness and judgment. It's not your fault. I told you, you can't deal with someone that even Lu Yin has to hide from. Qin Shu replied calmly. Are we just going to let him continue killing people like this? Are we just going to do nothing? Are we going to let a foreigner do whatever he wants and bully our innocent citizens? Gao Ran felt like he was going crazy. Chapter 2374. His superiors kept pressuring him, and as a high-ranking official of the Municipal Bureau, he was under a lot of pressure every single day. Not really, maybe I can ask someone else. Qin Shu was deep in thought. Oh, don't worry about that for now. I'll let you know if I have any news. Old Gao, I advise you to tell your subordinates to be smart. Investigations are investigations, but don't provoke Ian. Who knows what he'll do? I know what you mean. Don't worry. Okay, that's all for now. Chinshu hung up the phone and walked out of the washroom. He was shocked to find that Huamin was no longer in her original spot. Mian? Chinshu panicked. Seeing that there was no response, Chinshu became even more anxious. Mian, Mian. He called out her name over and over again. Mr. Chin? What's wrong? The owner of the ramen shop immediately came over. Where's my wife? Did you see her? Oh, your wife. She just told me that she was going to buy a cup of milk tea next door. If you came out, she told me to tell you to wait for her here. Next door? Chinshu didn't say anything else and immediately ran out. Sure enough, Huamin was still standing behind a few students at the milk tea shop next door. Seeing that she was fine, Chinshu let out a long sigh of relief. Mian, why are you here? Chinshu walked up and held her hand. Oh, I was a bit thirsty after eating ramen. It's pretty cold outside, so I didn't want to drink cold soda. The milk tea shop next door is still the same, and the taste is very pure. I suddenly missed it, so I can't line up on a whim. I told the owner to tell you. Yeah, he did. Chinshu nodded. Then why are you still so nervous? Honey, you've been acting a bit weird lately. You're always so jumpy. Huamin covered her mouth and laughed. I'm not. I'm just worried about you. That something might happen to you. What could possibly happen to me? I'm the vice director of Southside, the famous Dr. Huamin said proudly. He leaned on Chinshu's shoulder and began to boast narcissistically. Chinshu touched her head helplessly, but in the end, he couldn't help but scold her. Just like that, the couple lined up behind a few students, chatting as they waited, enjoying the most ordinary time. Hubby, do you still remember? When we were in school, I loved this shop's milk tea because it was cheap and delicious. But I couldn't get it often. Then on Valentine's Day, you bought all the milk tea in this shop and only let me drink it. Other people wanted to buy it, but they couldn't. I couldn't finish it all by myself. What a waste. Huamin felt very happy when he thought about his school days. Chinshu nodded. Yeah, back then I thought that as long as you liked it, I would get it for you no matter what, but you were so overbearing, you didn't even let other people buy it. You bought all the milk tea for the entire day. All the students in second high were so jealous. Lingling even teased me and said that I was going to become the queen of milk tea. I was so happy to have so much milk tea all by myself. Yeah, if you want, I can buy all the milk tea and only let you drink it. Chinshu looked at his wife domineeringly. Don't. Haha, I think it's too childish. Let's just be quiet and not do anything. Huamin covered her face in embarrassment and snuggled into Chinshu's chest. Finally, it was their turn. Huamin only ordered a cup of plain milk tea. It was more than twice as expensive as before, costing 12 yuan per cup. It was a scam, but the good thing was that the taste hadn't changed. Huamin inserted a straw into the milk tea and brought it to Chinshu's mouth. She looked at her husband with cute eyes and said coquettishly, You drink first, hubby. Not far away, in a black car, Ian exclaimed in fluent English. No wonder Huamian was infatuated with her. It seems like she's quite cute. Chapter 2375. Huamin and Chinshu were drinking milk tea when they received a call from Tang Chuan. It was Huamin. Sister-in-law, where are you? Tang Chuan shamelessly insisted on calling Huamin sister-in-law, which made Huamin feel helpless. My husband and I are eating at second high, huh? You guys are done? Tang Chuan was surprised. Yeah, look at the time. We came over right after I got off work. What's up? Tell us. Huamin sipped on the milk tea that Mr. Chin brought over as he spoke to Tang Chuan. Ning and I booked a private room at first-class Royal Palace. We're treating everyone a hot pot. Oh, but we're done. You guys can eat. How can we do that? We're leaving tomorrow. Today, we're treating everyone to a meal. It doesn't matter if we eat or not. The important thing is to chat and see everyone. Tang Chuan explained. Leaving? You two? Huamin didn't know what the two were up to and didn't know how to react. Anyways, just come over. We'll be waiting for you guys. Huh. First-class Royal Palace. Third floor, private room, 888. Tang Chuan hung up before Huamin could say anything. Ugh, this guy. Huamin shook his head helplessly and put away his phone. "What's wrong?" Mr. Qin asked as he put his arm around Hua Min's shoulder. Tang Chuan said that he and Ning are treating us to a meal and that they're leaving tomorrow or something. They asked us to go over. Ning is flying tomorrow. Qin Chu nodded. "How come I didn't know?" Hua Min was surprised. "I asked Yan to book the plane tickets and asked the airport staff to help. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to book it. I didn't have time to tell you. I was going to tell you when we got home." "Then let's go and take a look. I don't know when Ning will come back this time." "Yes." Qin Chu nodded. Then, the two of them drove straight to the first-class royal palace. When they arrived, Jiang Xiaowei and Wei Liao were already there. Zhu Lingling also came, but Gao Ran was nowhere to be seen. "Sister Lingling, where's your husband?" Tang Chuan asked. "Don't mention it. It's all because of that psycho killer. Everyone is in a panic. Another murder case happened. My husband hasn't been able to sleep well for several days. He has lost a lot of weight. He eats and sleeps in the bureau. I'm not in the mood to look after the shop these days, so I sent Buyen to my mother-in-law's house. Sometimes I go to the bureau to bring him some food." Zhu Lingling was also listless. "Oh yeah, I saw the news too. It's so fucking scary. Where did this psycho come from? They're dying one after another." Tang Chuan said. "Who knows? I just hope the killer is caught soon. Also, don't let more people die. If this continues, Director Gao might die first, and I'll be a widow. That won't happen. Sister Lingling, you're a tough woman. You and your husband won't be defeated by this little storm." Zhu Lingling's words made Tang Chuan chuckle. "Hey, Mian, come and sit with me. Let's talk." Seeing Hua Min come in, Zhu Lingling immediately waved her hand. Hua Min walked over with a smile and sat down beside Zhu Lingling. Then, he began gossiping with Jiang Xiaowei and the other two. Wei Liao and Qin Chu also chatted with each other. "What's wrong with our almighty Lord Su today? Is he stuck in a traffic jam? It shouldn't be. He's always been very punctual." Tang Chuan looked down at his watch anxiously. Chapter 2376. "Don't worry, we can ask the waiter to serve the food first. When they get here, we can start eating," Qin Ning suggested. That's a good idea. Go tell the waiter to serve the food, and I'll call Lord Su." Tang Chuan stood up and called Suyu. The call went through, but Suyu didn't pick up. Suyu was driving his convertible sports car over, and the twins were sitting in the front passenger seat. This wasn't allowed, but with Lord Su's status, all the traffic police in the city knew who he was, so no one dared to ask. While waiting for a red light at an intersection, Suyu glanced over and saw a young woman being dragged into a black Ford by two foreign men at the entrance of a bar. He frowned slightly. He had seen the news on TV recently and knew that there were a lot of murders. The focus was on the young woman and the foreign men. So, Suyu felt that something was wrong. Just as he was about to follow them, he suddenly remembered that the twins were still in the front passenger seat. He immediately gave up on the idea. If there was danger, he would be fine, but he couldn't let anything happen to the twins. So, with that thought in mind, she ignored Tang Chuan's call. "Handsome Su, what are you thinking about?" Pudding asked. "Nothing, but the light is green. Why aren't you driving?" Pudding pointed ahead. I'll be right there." So you continued driving. Soon, they arrived at first-class royal palace. Suyu walked in with the twins in his arms. At the entrance, he saw a few familiar faces. A group of rich kids were eating here with a few girls. When they saw Suyu, they nodded and bowed as if he was their ancestor. "Lord Su, you're eating here too?" Suyu nodded. "If you don't mind, let's eat together. Today is Kai's birthday. Let's have some fun together." "It's okay. I have an appointment with a friend upstairs. You guys eat." Suyu then carried the twins upstairs. "Are those two children Lord Su's? What a cute pair of twins." Some girls in the group who didn't know what was going on started gossiping. "Lord Su isn't married yet. Can you stop joking around? Nowadays, does marriage have anything to do with having children? Who said that you can't have children if you don't get married?" The girl retorted. "That's not Lord Su's either. But Lord Su does love these two children. Isn't it because Lord Su likes their mother? Forget it. Let's not talk about this." Lord Su has a fiery temper and doesn't like people talking about him behind his back. Come, let's drink. Although the men felt that this was an interesting topic, they didn't dare to say too much. They were very wary of Suyu. When Suyu carried the twins into the private room, everyone was already there. Oh my God, I thought you drove back in time. You can go back and forth twice in 40 minutes. This isn't like you, Lord Su. Tang Chuan looked at his watch. Uncle Tang, it's not handsome Su's fault. I had to finish watching an episode of the TV series before leaving. I was late. Little Bean immediately explained. You little brat, what TV series are you watching? Come on, sit down. Let's eat. Tang Chuan waved his hand. Suyu sat down between Tang Chuan and Wei Liao. The twins dashed toward their parents. Pudding ran a little faster and lay down on Qin Shu's lap. Little Bean hugged Huamin's hand and started acting cute. Huamin lovingly picked Little Bean up and placed her on his lap. Little Bean, what do you want to eat? Mommy will cook it for you. Chapter 2377. Fish balls, crab sticks, and shrimp rolls. Little Bean didn't hold back and ordered a bunch of food. Little Bean, be careful. Don't be overweight again. Tang Chuan teased her on purpose. Uncle Tang, are you saying that you don't want to be a part of the Qin family anymore? Little Bean retorted. Oh, did you hear that? Your little brat knows how to threaten people? Tang Chuan complained to Huamin. She's always had this skill. She didn't just learn it. Huamin was very calm. Little Bean, come to Auntie. Let me hug you. Ning was very happy to see her little niece. Little Bean quickly climbed down from Huamin and sat on Ning's lap. Little Bean, on the other hand, stayed by her daddy's side. Little Bean, why don't you come over? Come to Auntie's side. Tang Chuan also joined the fun and called out to Little Bean. Little Bean calmly glanced at Tang Chuan's face and replied, Daddy and I are talking about the stock market. We don't have time to play with you guys. Tang Chuan was speechless. Wei Liao smiled. Little Bean, I heard that you bought a lot of Hua Corporation shares. How was it? Did you make money? I haven't sold it yet. I'm waiting for the right time, Little Bean replied. Not bad. You know how to stock up. You're just like your dad. Wei Liao complimented. The group of people sat together and chatted while eating hot pot. The atmosphere was quite good. During this time, Suyu suddenly brought up the recent murder case. He looked at Zhu Lingling and asked, Sister Ling, did Chief Gao say that the murderer is a foreigner? Yeah, he's sure. But my husband said that the person in the portrait might not be the right person. These foreigners seem to change their appearance all the time. Every time, the witnesses see a new face. It's very strange. I don't know if it's a team or if they know how to disguise themselves. I'm so impressed. Zhu Lingling said listlessly as she picked up a piece of vegetable. What's wrong? Lord Su, do you have any clues? Jiang Xiaowei asked. On the way here, I saw. Before Suyu could finish his sentence, he was interrupted. Huamin's phone kept ringing. It sounded urgent. This was the ringtone that Huamin had set for Southside. Because if he could still receive a call from the hospital after work, it would most likely be an emergency. Therefore, Huamin immediately took out his phone and answered the call. Hello? What? How long has it been? Is it serious? Wait for me then. I'll be right there. Huamin hung up the phone and his expression changed drastically. Honey, what's wrong? Qin Shu put down his chopsticks and looked at Huamin. There's an emergency at the hospital. We've just received a patient with massive abdominal bleeding. He needs immediate surgery. Things like this happen every day. There's so many doctors on duty at the hospital. You don't have to do it, do you? Zhu Lingling asked curiously. The patient's family asked me to do the surgery. If I'm not there, they won't sign the papers. Huamin answered seriously. Really? That's interesting. It seems like Dr. Hua is quite famous. Jiang Xiaowei joked with a smile. Honey, give me the car keys. You guys eat first and then take the kids home. I'll go back after I'm done. No, I'll go with you. Qin Chu stood up. It's really not necessary. It's not too late now. I can drive. Huamin didn't think that Qin Chu had to go. Don't waste time. Let's go. Without giving Huamin a chance to speak, Qin Chu put pudding down and grabbed Huamin's hand as they walked out. They didn't even have time to say goodbye to everyone else after they left Tang Chuan looked at Pudding and Pudding. You two little things are so pitiful. How did your parents forget about you? Are you really their biological children? Or are you a freebie? Chapter 2378. So, sometimes I wonder if they're fake parents. Little Bean pouted. Little Bean's words made everyone laugh. Just then, Suyu received a WeChat message from Huamin. After dinner, please take the kids back to South Hill Manor for me. Thanks. Suyu sighed and showed the message to everyone. Dr. Hua already told us to take care of them. Let's eat. It was normal for Huamin to go save people in the middle of dinner. However, Qin Chu insisted on going with him, which made everyone curious. Have you guys noticed that Qin Chu seems to be extra worried about Huamin? He takes them to work and picks them up after work. He's so meticulous, Jiang Xiaowei said. That's understandable. After all, it hasn't been peaceful lately. The victims are all women, and the psycho killer hasn't been caught yet. My husband also told me not to go out if I don't need to. It's better to be careful, Zhu Lingling replied. Otherwise, they'd love to show off their love. Huh, they're always torturing us. Who knows what they'll do on Valentine's Day tomorrow? Tang Chuan thought. Valentine's Day tomorrow? Oh, right. Mr. Wei, have you prepared my present? Jiang Xiaowei looked at her husband. Don't worry. I've been preparing for every year since we got married. Wei Liao said confidently. My man is still working at the city police station. He probably forgot about Valentine's Day. It seems like I won't be able to receive any surprises. Just don't scare me. Zhu Lingling pouted. Ning Ning, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. We're going to spend it on the plane. Why don't we book a soft sleeper? What else can we do? Tang Chuan looked at Qin Ning and smirked. Get lost. You wish. Qin Ning's face immediately turned red. Hey. You're thinking too much. I mean, we can lie on a soft sleeper and listen to music, watch movies, and drink red wine. It's so romantic, Tang Chuan explained. In the end, Little Bean couldn't take it anymore. She said, Can you guys consider Handsome Sue's feelings? He's a single dog. Do you have to torture him like this? Suyu raised his head innocently. He didn't know what to say for a moment. Lord Su, do you want me to introduce you to a girl? Spend it with you? Tang Chuan winked at Suyu. Thank you for your kindness, but there's no need for that. I'd rather live a peaceful life on my own. Besides, I have a meeting at the company tomorrow. I might be busy for the whole day. This kind of festival doesn't matter to me. It's just like any other day. Suyu said slowly. Lord Su, since you're so free, you can sell flowers during the day, condoms at night, and contraceptives at the hotel entrance the next day. Tang Chuan said, Don't talk nonsense. There's a kid here. Qin Ning secretly pinched Tang Chuan to remind him. It's okay, go on. I know what you're saying. Little Bean raised her head and looked at Tang Chuan with a serious expression. Tang Chuan lowered his head and looked at Little Bean. They looked at each other for 3 seconds. Then he bowed with both hands. Master, please accept a bow from your disciple. Tang Chuan's comical appearance made everyone burst out laughing. However, Suyu wasn't happy. He lowered his head and took a sip of beer. He looked worried, because he was still thinking about the incident just now. If the people he saw were the murderers, then would another innocent person die today? South side, Huamin rushed over. He immediately disinfected the patient, changed his clothes, and rushed into the OR. What's the patient's condition? Deputy Director, this girl is in a terrible state. It looks like someone cut her open on purpose. Please come and take a look, the assistant nurse said. Huamin put on gloves and walked over. When he saw the patient, his expression changed drastically. Chapter 2379. Huamin did not touch surgery except for some difficult gynecology and orthopedic surgeries occasionally. Therefore, the hospital often had emergency patients who were either injured in car accidents or fell at construction sites. She had seen such cases before, but it was the first time she saw such a tragic situation. The girl was lying there on the verge of death. Her face was very pale, but she could vaguely see that her facial features were delicate and she was young. Her injury was indeed serious, but it was caused by an external force. She could tell from the wound that it was a knife wound. In other words, someone had used a knife to cut open her chest and caused her to bleed profusely. Let's stop the bleeding first. We'll start the surgery immediately. Huamin took a deep breath to calm herself down. Then, she worked with 2 surgeons and 3 young nurses to perform this extremely difficult surgery. The surgery lasted for more than 3 hours. When Huamin came out of the operating theater, it was already 12:30 p.m. Because the surgery required a high level of concentration, Huamin felt dizzy and very tired once he relaxed. Someone handed him a glass of water. Huamin picked it up and was about to drink it. He realized that it was not a nurse from his hospital, but an unfamiliar foreign man. The man did not look young. His eyes flashed with a strange light. The way he looked at him was also very strange. It was as if he was smiling, but not smiling. Huamian raised her guard and held the disposable paper cup in her hand. "Who are you?" "I'm a friend of the girl, just now." The man spoke in English. Fortunately, Huamin could understand. "You're a friend of the patient just now?" Huamin obviously did not believe him. "Yes, I'm the one who asked the hospital to invite you to perform the surgery. Your medical skills are excellent. I heard that the surgery was very successful." Although the surgery was successful, she's not out of danger yet. She still needs to be observed later. Huamin looked at the man and replied fluently in English. "I didn't expect your English to be so good. I heard that you've never studied abroad." The man smiled. "You seem to know a lot about me." Huamin became even more alert. A strange man whom she didn't know, and a foreigner at that, said that he was a patient's friend, but he knew her like the back of his hand. How scary was that? Everyone in the hospital is praising you. It's hard not to know. I heard that you're self-taught. Thank you for the compliment. Your friend is in the ICU right now, so it's not suitable for you to visit him. If you want to visit him, you can come tomorrow morning. I'm getting off work." Huamin didn't want to say more. She was going to go to the office to find Qin Shu and then go home together. "Are you interested in having a midnight snack with me?" The man looked at Huamin with a strange smile. "I'm not interested in eating with strangers," Huamin rejected coldly. "But if you don't agree to my request, I'll be unhappy." The man continued. "So, what do you want?" Huamin frowned slightly. She raised her head and looked into the man's eyes without a trace of fear. "Everyone around me knows that if I'm unhappy, the consequences are very scary. I really don't want you to see me unhappy. It would be a disaster." Hearing the man's half-threatening words, Huamin suddenly smiled. "I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's an old saying in our country. Don't be too stubborn. Do you really think that everyone in the world is your mother?" Although it was a little strange to hear these words in English, Huamian still understood the general meaning. So, Huamin was scolding him. Ian widened his eyes in disbelief as he stared at the thin and short Asian face in front of him. Chapter 2380. In the whole world, no one dared to talk to him like this except for that damn girl Lu Yen. No one. His brother Nalo didn't dare, and neither did Huasiqian. However, the woman in front of him actually scolded him shamelessly, and even scolded his mother along the way. Maybe it was because of the recent murder case, but Huamin didn't like foreign men. Plus, he was in a bad mood tonight, so he went a little overboard and cursed. "Dr. Hua, if you treat me like this, I'll be very sad." Ian looked at Huamin slowly. "So what? I think I can." Ian didn't finish his sentence. A voice broke the silence between them. "Honey, are you done with work?" Qin Shu stood not far away, leaning against the wall in the hallway, with a black lighter in his right hand. Mr. Qin was dressed in a black shirt, looking so handsome that he could beat all the idols, celebrities, and male idols out there. Huamin was delighted to see Qin Shu. "Yeah, I'm done. I just finished the surgery." "Then what are you waiting for? Let's go home," Qin Shu said as he strode over and held Huamin's hand. "Okay." With Qin Shu around, Huamin felt much safer and more confident. The couple held hands as they walked past Ian. Qin Shu didn't even look at the foreign man next to him. It was as if he didn't know him at all. Ian stared at their backs until they were far away. "Sir, why didn't you order us to do it?" Two subordinates appear behind him. "Idiot. This woman's husband isn't simple. Didn't we check him out? He's just an ordinary entrepreneur. If you want to say he's not simple, is it because his uncle is Mr. Chin, the CEO of GK? No, it has nothing to do with that. I'm more interested in the lighter in his hand. Ian was a meticulous person. When Chin Chu walked over, he glanced at the black lighter in Chin Chu's hand. He saw a red skull pattern on it, so he didn't dare to act rashly. What's wrong with the lighter? Was it a detonator? Is there a bomb in the hospital? Ian's men guessed. No, his pattern looks like the symbol of the Doomsday Reaper. Doomsday Reaper? How was that possible? Isn't that? The subordinate didn't continue. I'll investigate this matter carefully. After all, I don't want anything to go wrong, Ian said and turned to leave. Chin Chu and Huamin had just left the hospital when Hua Xiqian arrived in his car. Hua Xiqian's men had been observing Ian's movements. When he heard that Ian had come to South Side, Hua Xiqian was terrified. Without another word, he drove straight to South Side, afraid that Ian would do something to Huamin. Sir, Hua Xiqian suppressed the fear in his heart and ran to Ian. You're worried too? Are you afraid that I'll do something to your sweetheart? Ian smiled. Sir, my sister, she's just an ordinary doctor and doesn't know anything. Sir, please don't hurt her for the sake of my loyalty to you. She's the only family I have left. For the first time, Hua Xiqian admitted defeat in such a serious manner. It wasn't because he was afraid of Ian, but because he was afraid that Huamin would get hurt. Hua, I've known you for many years, and it's rare to hear you speak so gently. It seems like that woman is really important to you. But I'm curious, if you're so loyal to me, why haven't you found the person I've asked you to find for me all these years? Faced with Ian's questioning, Hua Xiqian felt guilty again. So, you really can't find her? Or did you find her and don't want to tell me about the orphan of the Liu family? Ian leaned closer to Hua Xiqian's nose and stared into his eyes as he interrogated him. Chapter 2381. I really couldn't find him. Hua Xiqian struggled to answer. That's strange. Nalo said you're doing well in China. You're very powerful and you can get away with killing a few people. Why is it so hard to find someone now? Hua, can you explain to me what's going on? Ian laughed maniacally. Hua Xiqian knew this wasn't a good sign. Sir, I've been trying to find the person you're looking for, but that was many years ago. I already told you that Professor Liu and his wife ran away from Dongtao Town. After the baby was born, the people in Dongtao Town started to mysteriously die. Even Dr. Lan's family, who helped the baby, has been missing for many years. The database was burned to ashes, so I don't know where to start. It's not that I don't want to help you. It's just that you're in a lot of trouble. Hua Xiqian had already thought of an excuse, so even if Ian questioned him, he would still say the same thing. I didn't doubt what you told me before, but now. Hua Xiqian, I can't figure you out. Ian stared into Hua Xiqian's eyes and said meaningfully, Sir, if you don't believe me, you can go to Dongtao Town and check it out yourself. Hua Xiqian lowered his head. If I had the time to go to that godforsaken town, what's the point of asking you for help? It was obvious that Ian was very angry. Hua Xiqian didn't dare to say anything. Hua Xiqian, I know what happened back then. Although my brother saved your life, you're not grateful to him, right? Ian suddenly brought up what happened back then. Hua Xiqian was shocked. Sir, it's because you hate him. You think he could have saved you earlier, so why did he wait until it was too late to save you? You even think that my brother was gloating over your misfortune. Hua Xiqian tried to calm himself down so that he wouldn't give himself away. Master, I don't think that way. I'll always remember Master Nalo's kindness for saving my life. You don't have to be afraid. Even if that's the case, it's nothing. You're right. That's what Nalo meant. But he still saved you, which means you're lucky. If I was the one you met, I wouldn't have saved you at all. You might have been crippled by those black guys. At the mention of that stain, Hua Xiqian's face turned pale. That was a past that he didn't want to talk about for the rest of his life. A nightmare that he didn't want to recall for the rest of his life. But Ian just had to say it as a joke. His heart was very uncomfortable. So, it's normal that you don't want to be loyal to my family. I can understand that. So, I'm going to talk to you in a different way. Ian smiled. Then, He moved closer to Huasiqian's ear and said, "I'll give you 1 month. In 1 month, you have to bring the person I'm looking for to me in Indonesia. Otherwise, your beloved sister, Dr. Hua, oh no, I should call her Mian or Mian Mian. She'll become my new toy. What do you think?" After hearing what Ian said, Huasiqian's eyes widened. He was so shocked that he couldn't speak. Chapter 2382. Don't worry. I believe that you'll find her. You won't let your precious baby get hurt, right? Then, Ian patted Huasiqian's shoulder and left. Huasiqian stood at the entrance of the hospital, breathing heavily as he digested what Ian had just told him. Ian's words proved that he didn't know that Huamian was Professor Lu's daughter. So, he thought that Huasiqian didn't try his best to find her, or that he was hiding her on purpose. So, after coming here and confirming that she was the woman that Huasiqian cared about, he used her as a threat to make Huasiqian give in to him. Even so, Huasiqian was in a difficult position. If he didn't hand over Huamian in a month, then Huamian would still be in danger. Huasiqian returned to the Mercedes-Benz RV with an ashen face and didn't say a word. "Boss, are you okay?" His subordinate looked at Huasiqian through the rearview mirror as he drove. "I'm fine," Huasiqian said, but his voice was trembling. He was thinking about how to report to Huamian in a month. If he found a fake to fool Ian, he would definitely be exposed. Ian probably had Professor Lu's or Lu Yan's hair, and when he did a DNA test, he would definitely be exposed. But he couldn't really bring Huamian to Ian. What should I do? What should I do? Huasiqian looked out the window and mumbled to himself. Inside the black Bentley, Qin Chu and Huamin didn't say a word. After driving for a few kilometers, Huamin turned his head to look at Qin Chu's grim face and slowly asked, "Honey, I finally understand why you've been so weird lately. You've been so nervous about me, even following me to the ear. You're worried about my safety." Qin Chu took a deep breath, but didn't say anything. He just held onto the steering wheel and drove quietly. "That foreigner just now, is he the suspect involved in the recent murder case? And you know him. If you know him, then Gaoran must know him too. But they can't catch him because he's someone important. A perverted foreigner killing people in a foreign country, and no one dares to stop him. You and Huasiqian both warned me to be careful. So I think that person just now is Ian, right?" Huamin had figured out many things the moment he was pulled out by Qin Chu. After connecting the recent events together and making a reasonable deduction, she realized that the foreigner's identity was definitely not simple. The only foreigner who could make Huasiqian and Qin Chu take him seriously was Ian. She had heard of this man many times, but had never met him. "Honey," Qin Chu seemed to want to say something. "Tell me first, am I right? Is he Ian?" Huamin held on to Qin Chu's arm and asked. "Yes, he is Ian." Qin Chu nodded. Huamin's expression changed when she heard this. She immediately shouted, "Honey, stop the car. What's wrong?" Qin Chu didn't know what to do when he saw how anxious Huamin was. If he's Ian, then the girl I just operated on must be a victim. So, if we leave like this, will Ian do something to that girl? Just like how he did to Xiang Xian and Mo Shui? No, I have to go back and check, Huamin said as she opened the car door to get out. "Mian, are you crazy? Get back here." Qin Chu was a little angry and pulled Huamin back. Chapter 2383. Honey, that's my patient. She was just saved from the jaws of death. I can't just leave her to die. Huamin had been working at Southside for a long time and was used to the responsibility and mission of a doctor. As long as there was a chance of survival, she wouldn't give up on any patient. Therefore, she was really afraid that Ian was going to kill the girl. "Mian, if Ian really wants to kill her, it's too late for you to go back now. Even if you go back, can you stop him? Is he an ordinary suspect? That's Ian. He's a man that even Gao Ran and his elite subordinates can't do anything about. He's a man that Huasiqian would turn into a dog in front of. He's a demon, a a psychopath who doesn't care about his own life. This isn't a game or a movie. Do you understand? Qin Shu hadn't spoken so loudly to Huamin in a long time, so his loss of control scared Huamin. Honey, you yelling at me? Huamin looked at Qin Shu with tears in her eyes. Qin Shu slowly parked the car on the side and sighed slightly. He regretted his attitude just now. Then, he raised his hand and placed it on the back of Huamin's hand. He slowly explained, Honey, I didn't mean to yell at you. You were too selfish just now. I know you're a doctor and it's natural for you to take care of your patients, but first of all, you're also a wife and a mother of two. If you don't care about your own safety and something happens to you, what will happen to me, Little Bean and Pudding? Have you thought about it? Qin Shu's words left Huamin speechless. Can I at least call the hospital? I need to know how that girl is doing. Huamin pouted. Go ahead. Qin Shu didn't know what to do with his wife. Huamin took out her phone and dialed the hospital switchboard. After asking a few questions, he finally felt at ease. Thank goodness he didn't do anything to the girl. The girl is fine, and he seems to have left the hospital. Huamin finally let out a sigh of relief. To Ian, killing people is just a game. Everyone is his pawn and can become a part of his game. Whether he kills the girl or not depends on his mood, and no one could stop him. Qin Shu tried to explain the stakes to Huamin. Huamin lowered her head and didn't say anything. But looking at her expression, Qin Shu knew that she must think that Qin Shu was exaggerating. Ian's story was too mythical. Qin Shu patiently raised his hand and rubbed her cheek. Honey, think about it. How could a man who even Lu Yin is afraid of being an ordinary man? This sentence reminded Huamin of something. She suddenly realized what was going on. Yeah, Yin said that Ian has been chasing her and Dad all these years. Someone who even Yin has to run away for should be scary. But when I saw him just now, I felt that he wasn't that scary. I even scolded him and cursed his mother. Huamin said proudly, You still have a nerve to say that. If I didn't go just now, do you think you'd still be standing there? Qin Shu was even angrier at the mention of this. If he didn't go with her, his stupid wife wouldn't be standing there in one piece after scolding Ian. So, honey, are you trying to tell me that the fearless Ian is afraid of our Mr. Qin? Huamin smiled, but she was actually joking with Qin Shu. Chapter 2384. He's not afraid of me. He's just afraid of the thing in my hand. Qin Shu paused. Afraid of what? Huamin was confused as he looked at Qin Shu. It's okay. I'll tell you about it later. It's useless to talk about it now. Anyways, from now on, you have to be with me at all times. I'll ask for leave from the hospital for you. You can't go there anymore because Ian has started to notice you. I don't know how he found you, but you're not safe now. Okay, I'll listen to you. Huamin was very obedient this time and listened to Qin Shu's arrangements. After the car arrived at South Hill Manor, you go back first. I'm going to the Municipal Public Security Bureau to see Gao Ran. Okay, be careful, Huamin reminded him. Then, Qin Shu drove to the Municipal Public Security Bureau. When he saw Gao Ran again, he noticed that his eyes were bloodshot. Before Qin Shu could say anything, Gao Ran laughed at himself. I haven't slept for 3 days and 3 nights, damn it. I'm so tired. You won't be able to solve the problem if you don't sleep. Why don't you take a nap? Qin Shu looked at him calmly. The thing is, I can't sleep at all. My head is full of these things. All right, my subordinates found out that Ian took another girl from the bar tonight. There's no news of her death yet. I wonder if she's still alive. She's still alive, Qin Shu replied. How do you know? Gao Ran looked at Qin Shu in confusion. Because the girl was sent to South Side, and Mian was the one who operated on her, huh? Gao Ran was shocked. Then, Qin Shu briefly explained the situation at South Side to Gao Ran. Hearing this, Gao Ran's face darkened again. Fuck, this bastard is too cruel. No, I have to think of something. Gao Ran paced around anxiously with his hands on his hips. What do you have in mind? Qin Shu looked at him calmly. I plan to come up with a plan, and then get rid of Ian. Gao Ran made a throat-slitting gesture. Get rid of Ian? Qin Shu frowned slightly. He didn't think it was a good idea. What's with your expression? Gao Ran could tell that Qin Shu didn't agree. Old Gao, are you stupid? I remember telling you what kind of person Ian is, right? You did, but I don't care anymore. I don't care if he's the Jade Emperor or the King of Hell. I can't let him do whatever he wants on my turf. Chew! He's not killing cows or sheep. He's killing people. Bloody human lives. I understand now. As long as Ian doesn't leave, innocent people will continue to die here. And the way they die is extremely cruel. I can't let him continue like this. I don't believe that I can't kill him with a dozen snipers, bait, and ambush him. Even if he has 3 heads and 6 arms, I will do whatever it takes to make him die here. He won't be able to leave. Gao Ran was pushed too hard, so he was on the verge of a mental breakdown. That was why he had the idea of going against Ian. Let's not talk about whether you can successfully ambush him. Even if you kill Ian, have you thought about the consequences? Qin Shu looked at Gao Ran calmly and asked, No, I'll kill him first. It's not Gao Ran's style to be overcautious. I've had enough of cowering like a sissy. This time, even if I die, I'll fight him with my life. Gao Ran was ready to risk everything. Chapter 2385. You know Ian's organization, right? It's the most famous terrorist organization, and even the FBI can't do anything about it. Every year, they train countless suicide bombers, and they're responsible for the most famous hijacking of a plane in Palestine. In 2009, the rebels in Syria bombed a certain country's president's house. They have a shocking amount of explosives and the most fanatical terrorist ideology. If Ian dies here, then our city will become a tourist destination for terrorists. We won't be able to get a single shred of peace. They might even harm the interests of the country. Gao Ran listened and licked his dry lips, but he couldn't refute a single word, because he knew that Qin Shu was never a person who liked to exaggerate. Every word he said was carefully considered. Next is Ian's family. Ian has a twin brother called Nalo, who is the leader of the biggest mafia in Germany. He has a good relationship with mafia from all over the world, and he has a close relationship with the Yamaguchi Gumi. When the news of his brother's death spreads out, he will lose face. Do you think he'll just let it go? Not only will he kill you, but he'll also kill the snipers and his family, as well as your Lingling and Boyan. Think about it carefully. Do you really want them to live a life of being hunted down? Of course I don't want to, but is there no other way? Are we just going to sit here and wait for death? Gao Ran was in a dilemma. Of course not. I mean, even if we want to get rid of Ian, we can't do it here. We can't expose our identities. We can't let anyone have something on us. Qin Shu said, but it's not that easy. Gao Ran was annoyed. It's not easy. That's why he's a terrifying terrorist leader. Qin Shu looked at Ian's situation calmly. So, I'm just going to do nothing? Gao Ran had been a police officer for many years, and this was the first time he felt so frustrated. Don't take it too seriously. I'll find a way to make Ian leave as soon as possible. He's a burden to me here. Okay, you're right. It seems like the plan to ambush him with snipers has to be put on hold for now. Gao Ran sighed slightly. Bro, cheer up. We'll have a war with Ian sooner or later. Trust me. Before Qin Shu left, he patted Gao Ran's shoulder. When Qin Shu returned from the city bureau, it was already late at night. The twins were already asleep. When he entered the bedroom, Huamin was already asleep. You're back. Huamin lazily turned over when he heard Huamin's voice. Honey, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. What do you want? Qin Shu gently kissed Huamin's forehead. We've been married for so long. Why would I want a present? Huamin said half-heartedly. Okay then, go to sleep. Qin Shu took off his shirt and hugged Huamin from behind. Russia, in a castle in the suburbs of Moscow. Tell Psycho Chiao to get his ass over here. When he sees Mihil, Liu Yin flipped the breakfast table over and the cutlery fell to the ground. Chapter 2386. A young lady, please calm down. The young master really isn't in Moscow right now. The butler was in a difficult position. Don't try to fool me with such lies. Who would believe that? Tell Psycho Chiao that if he doesn't come to see me, I'll blow this place up. Yan was losing her patience. Although Psycho Chow promised to help her take care of the situation in the country, she didn't know where that bastard was. No one told her what was going on in the country. Did that Psycho Ian leave or not? Were her sister and the twins hurt? She felt that if she continued to live in Moscow, she would go crazy. She didn't like the people in this country at all. People here rarely smiled and were cold to each other. Men were superior to women. Most of the men drank at home and had nothing to do. They let their wives go out to work and earn money. Luckily, the Chow family was Chinese. Otherwise, Lu Yin would rather die than have anything to do with Chow Fei. A young lady, I'm telling the truth. The butler was about to cry as he tried to explain to Lu Yin. Come on, I'm not a young lady. I'm not married yet. Don't flatter the Chow family. If you piss me off, I'll blow this place up. Lu Yin was the opposite of Huo Min. She had a bad temper. She would blow things up without saying anything. Studying explosives had been Lu Yan's hobby since she was a child. In the years when she was separated from her dad, she had to study all kinds of high-quality explosives to avoid being hunted down. In the beginning, she felt guilty about blowing up one person. Later, she didn't feel guilty about blowing up hundreds of people. Indeed, this required a very strong mental fortitude. Just then, Lu Yan's phone rang. Like her dad's, her phone was the most advanced. The watch replaced everything. When she called, it would show the other party's virtual image. Lu Yin suppressed her anger and pressed the answer button. Chow Fei, who was wearing a Navy Russian military uniform, immediately appeared on the screen. Yin, don't bully the servants. Bully the servants? It's your servants who are bullying me. You're treating me like a prisoner. Chow Fei, do you want to die? Why did you leave me here alone? The temperature in Moscow is freezing. I'm not going to stay here anymore, okay? Lu Yin scolded him. But Chow Fei was not angry at all. Instead of answering Lu Yan's question, he said, Your sister is fine, and so are the twins. No more. What about Ian? Are you still in Sea City? Lu Yin was anxious. Yes, Chow Fei replied. No, I can't rest easy if he doesn't leave. Lu Yin was still worried when she heard that Ian hadn't left. Xiaoyan, I'm in Brazil right now. I have something to discuss. If you're still worried when I get back, I'll accompany you to City C immediately. Is that okay? Chow Fei was only so patient with Lu Yin. He spoke as if he was coaxing a child. He thought Lu Yin wouldn't agree, but to his surprise, she changed her mind. All right, that's the only way. Come back quickly. Okay. Chow Fei hung up the phone after saying, okay. A young lady, we didn't lie to you, right? Young master really isn't in Moscow, right? The butler looked wronged. Yeah. Lu Yin nodded thoughtfully. Then hurry up and eat breakfast. We'll make you a new one. Okay, go to your work. Lu Yin waved her hand and turned to go upstairs. Inside the bedroom, after confirming that there were no bugs, Lu Yin opened the contact list on her watch. She quietly dialed the number, Boss. Your orders? The man on the other end of the phone was respectful. Take Ghost 1 from my first safe and drop it in Ian's branch in Indonesia. Chapter 2387. Boss, you're going to use Ghost number 1? Yes, but you should know the power of Ghost number 1. Won't it cause chaos? This is the bomb I invented. How could I not know its power? I'm telling you to do it. Just do it. Why are you spouting so much nonsense? Lu Yin was furious. But one more word and you'll disappear from the earth with Ghost number 1, Lu Yin ordered. Okay, boss, I'll do it right away. 5 hours later, Ian had just walked into a bar. Before he could sit down, he heard a report from one of his subordinates. Boss, half an hour ago, our branch in Indonesia was bombed by an unknown enemy. We suffered heavy losses. What did you say? Ian's face instantly darkened. Our branch in Indonesia was indeed attacked. The subordinate reported with a trembling voice. What weapon? Ian suppressed his anger. God knows how much effort he had put into the branch in Indonesia for the past 3 years. It's a very explosive bomb. I've never seen it before. It's probably the latest model. Our people retrieved the remains of the bomb and are still researching it. I believe we'll know the results and the composition of the bomb soon. After hearing this, Ian's face turned even uglier. As the leader of the world's top terrorist organization, he was most proud of his ability to create terrorist incidents. Most of the time, he used bombs to bomb other people's territory, easily killing dozens of people. But now his territory was bombed. Moreover, the enemy used explosives, which he was most proficient in. It had to be said that this incident was a slap to Ian's face. In the past few years, the most talented people in his base were explosives experts. They could create all kinds of explosives. The reason why he wanted to capture Professor Liu and Liu Yin was because of their talents. Wait, Liu Yin? When he thought of this name, Ian gradually calmed down. It must be that damn girl Liu Yin. It must be her. Although Ian had a lot of enemies, other than Liu Yin, there was no one else who could locate his branch in Indonesia in such a short amount of time and use the latest explosives. We also suspect that Second Miss did it, but we haven't caught the person carrying the bomb yet. As long as we catch her, we'll know if it's her or not. There's no doubt about it. It must be her. Seriously, I haven't been chasing her so hard recently, and she took the initiative to come to me. It seems like I was too kind to her before. A cold light flashed in Ian's eyes. He had fought with Liu Yin many times in the past few years, but he always wanted to capture her alive, not wanting to endanger her safety. That was why Liu Yin managed to escape every time. The last time on the plane was the closest he had ever gotten to Liu Yin. Initially, he thought that it was a sure thing, but Professor Liu, who was in disguise, intercepted him and rescued him. It seemed that this father and daughter pair were not easy to deal with. Sir, should we give the order to kill the Second Miss? Ian's subordinate asked cautiously. Kill order? Oh, no. I still don't want her to die. After all, she's the only toy I've been interested in the past few years. I must catch her and teach her a lesson. Otherwise, I won't be able to get rid of the hatred in my heart. After speaking, Ian downed the whiskey in his glass and turned to leave. The absolute kill order was the highest secret order of Ian's terrorist organization. Once the absolute kill order was issued, once the order was given, the hundreds of elites in the terrorist organization would search the entire world for the target and kill them at all costs. They would even use suicide bombers to take the target down with them. This was the scariest thing about the terrorists. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that they were anti-human. Ian left the bar in a hurry, no longer in the mood to hunt women. Sir, should we go find Mr. Wen now? Chapter 2388. No, we'll leave immediately. Ian didn't care about a small fry like Huasiqian. He had already made it very clear that he would only give Huasiqian 1 month. He believed that Huasiqian would make a decision. Regardless of whether or not Huasiqian brought people with him, Ian and Huasiqian would have a final outcome. Half an hour later, the helicopter arrived at international waters. Ian and his subordinates took a speedboat and boarded the helicopter. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. When Gao Ran's men received the news and rushed to the harbor, they were already gone. When Gao Ran heard that Ian had left, he felt as if a huge rock had been lifted off his chest. He even called Qin Chu. 2 a.m, Chu, what time is it now? Qin Chu answered the phone in a daze. He was quite dissatisfied. I have good news for you. Ian left the city. Gao Ran's voice was filled with joy. After all, they had finally gotten rid of the plague. Oh, is that so? Qin Chu was a lot more awake after hearing the news. The news is accurate. When our men found out, they had already left. They took a speedboat to international waters, and then a helicopter came to pick them up. They flew directly to the south. I don't know why that guy suddenly changed his mind. But this time, I'll ask the customs to tighten security so that foreigners can't enter the country so easily. Gao Ran emphasized. That won't work. If Ian wanted to come, he could easily come. But what I want to know is, now that Ian is gone, what are you going to do about the people who died? The higher-ups are still pressuring you. How are you going to deal with it? Qin Chu knew that Gao Ran's position was very difficult. He couldn't possibly tell his superiors the whole story about Ian, and no one would believe him anyway. Well, I've discussed it with my boss, and we can only catch some wanted criminals and use them as scapegoats. This case has to be closed, or else people will panic. That's a good idea. Well, you don't have to worry so much. Now I can finally have a good night's sleep. Gao Ran smiled and hung up the phone. Qin Shu hung up the phone and turned around. He saw that Huamin had also woken up. It's already so late. Who's calling? Huamin wasn't suspicious of Qin Shu because of what Jixin had told her before. She was just afraid that he was hiding something from her, so she was quite vigilant. Gao Ran, really? Could it be that some woman is pestering my husband? Huamin smiled mysteriously. TCH, is your husband that untrustworthy? Qin Shu took the phone and let Huamin look at the call history. You didn't save that woman's name in Gao Ran's account to confuse the public, did you? Huamin's imagination ran wild. Qin Shu was speechless. Honey, it's the middle of the night. Why aren't you sleeping? Are you trying to cause trouble? Qin Shu chuckled. It's true. Did you do something behind my back? Huamin reached out her index finger and tapped Qin Shu's lips. Why don't you call this number and you'll know if it's really Gao Ran or if I saved it on purpose. Qin Shu looked at Huamin, amused. No way. I'll keep playing dumb. If it really is a woman's voice, I'll be sad. Huamin pursed her lips. Yeah, you're right. It's possible to hear a woman's voice. Qin Shu said on purpose. Chapter 2389. Okay, see? You confessed without being pressed, didn't you? Huamin pouted. I'm not done yet. Why are you in such a hurry? What I mean is if you call Gao Ran's number and a woman picks up, it must be Zhu Lingling. Qin Shu explained. Ugh. Huamin turned her head away. Obviously, her husband had brushed her off. However, she put her finger on Mr. Qin's lips. What was the meaning of this? Qin Shu opened his mouth and sucked on her pale finger. Instantly, a tingling sensation spread throughout her body. Hey, what are you doing? Are you a puppy? Huamin felt ticklish and tried to pull her finger back, but Qin Shu bit down on it tightly. He controlled his strength perfectly, so she didn't feel any pain. However, she couldn't pull her finger back. Huamin wanted to continue protesting, but she realized that her pajamas had been taken off without her noticing. Immediately, she was naked. She didn't have a chance to finish her sentence because before she could, Qin Shu pounced on her. With Ian's departure, Qin Shu's guard was instantly lifted. On a night like this, he just wanted to enjoy the world with Huamian. On the other hand, Gao Ran was in a good mood. After discussing the scapegoat plan with his boss, he typed out a detailed report on his computer and prepared to give the bosses in the province an explanation. By the time he finished, it was already 3 a.m. When he walked out of his office, he realized that his subordinates were still at work and were forcing themselves to stay awake. You guys haven't left yet? Gao Ran was surprised. Chief Gao, you haven't left yet. How could we chase you away? The young policeman flattered him. Ahem. Okay, then I'll announce that the murderer of the murder case has been arrested and the case is closed. You guys can go home and sleep now. You've all worked overtime recently, so I'll treat you guys to dinner tomorrow night. Chief Gao, is what you said true? You're not lying to us, are you? When have I ever lied to you? Gao Ran rolled his eyes at them. But, boss, when and where were the culprits caught? Because the people who were tracking Ian were all first-class special police officers. It was all confidential. These junior officers in the office didn't know, and Gao Ran didn't plan to let them know. Well, when the murderer was on the loose in another province, he was jointly arrested by our special police and the foreign criminal police. Anyway, this matter is considered closed. Everyone, don't worry, let's get off work. After Gao Ran said this, the office was filled with cheers. After that, Gao Ran dragged his tired body out of the police station and drove the black Jaguar home. Fortunately, the house was very close. They arrived in a few minutes. When Gao Ran entered the room, he found that the light in the bedroom was still on. He was afraid that he would disturb his wife and son's sleep, so he tried to be as gentle as possible. Zhu Lingling opened the door and came out in blue cotton pajamas. You're back. Why aren't you asleep yet? Look at the time. Gao Ran turned around and saw Zhu Lingling's dark circles, and his heart ached for her. I was worried about you. I couldn't sleep. Zhu Lingling pouted. Where's Bui? I sent him to Mom's place. It's not very peaceful these days. After all, Dad used to be a leader, and he retired with bodyguards, so it's safer for him to live there. So I sent Bui in there. Huh, you're smart. Why didn't you go with him? I don't want to miss you and your son. Chapter 2390. What are you going to do if I'm gone? I'm going to wait for you at home. Zhu Lingling had been feeling uneasy lately. As a family member of a police officer, she had to put in more effort than normal people. She was constantly worried that her husband would be in danger, but she didn't know who to talk to. Although Zhu Lingling was usually loud and boisterous, she was actually quite meticulous. She was also completely devoted to Gao Ran. You are so silly. I'm the director. How could anything happen to me? I'm just drinking tea in my office and reading the newspaper. When there's a case, I'll analyze the situation, give orders, and come up with a plan. How could I be in danger? Gao Ran casually explained with a smile. Don't pretend. We've known each other for so many years. We've known each other for as long as Mian and Qin Chu have known each other. Do you think I don't know you? You're not a coward who only knows how to comfort himself and is afraid of death. When you get angry, you're even fiercer than a northeastern tiger. Don't think that I don't know. When I brought you food, I heard from the police officers that you've been out on missions. If you run into that psychopathic murderer, you could get into a gunfight with him at any time. Zhu Lingling choked up when she said this. God knew how scared she was. Gao Ran's heart softened at the sight of his wife, who was usually a tough woman, acting like a fragile child. He walked back and gently hugged Zhu Lingling in his arms. Lingling, don't worry, I'm back in one piece, right? Gao Ran comforted her. Bullshit. How can I not worry? You're my husband. If anything happens to you, I'll be a widow. No, you're still young and beautiful. Can you find another husband? Gao Ran teased her. To his surprise, Zhu Lingling was so agitated that she raised her fist and punched Gao Ran. Stop talking nonsense, I'll kill you. Honey, are you trying to break a rock on my chest? Fuck off. Zhu Lingling wiped her tears and smiled. You haven't slept or changed your clothes for the past few days. I'm so worried. Go take a shower. Zhu Lingling pushed Gao Ran into the bathroom. Why are you in such a hurry for me to take a shower? Are you trying to hint at something? Gao Ran smirked. No, don't think too much. I'm just annoyed that you stink, okay? Zhu Lingling's face a little bit red. I'm not overthinking it, I think. I think Weiyuan is too lonely. Our country's family to have a second child's all. As to have a child, to have a baby, to have a baby? You're to have a baby. Zhu would have a baby. What to have a baby, 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 baby you, to have to do that. You'd have a baby, to have a baby, to have a baby. Zhu huddled to have to have a baby. Come on, I'm serious. Qin Shu and Huamin are both planning to have a second child. We can't fall behind. Maybe we'll be in-laws if we have a second child. Haha, then half of the GK Corporation will be ours. We'll become rich instantly. Gao Ran teased. In your dreams. Mian didn't say she wanted a second child. She's just going with the flow, okay? Then let's go with the flow. Gao Ran was already at the door of the bathroom, but he suddenly walked back. He stuck himself onto Zhu Lingling's body and moved his hands up and down her body flirtatiously. Hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you taking a shower? Zhu Lingling knew what he was doing, but she still refused to admit it. I'll take a shower after we're done. Otherwise, it'll be a waste of all the work I've been doing lately. Honey, it's time for you to serve me. Gao Ran pressed Zhu Lingling down onto the sofa, and the air was filled with love. It was, without a doubt, a perfect night to have a baby. However, some people were happy, while others were sad. Lu Yin used the Ghost No. 1 to blow up Ian's Indonesian branch, causing a huge commotion that even affected the Indonesian government. Therefore, she was listed as public enemy number 1 by Ian and the Indonesian government. Late at night, Lu Yin wore a black windbreaker and left Qiao Fei's castle with her simple luggage. Moscow International Airport. Lu Yin was waiting in line to board the plane when someone suddenly pressed down on her shoulder, startling her. Chapter 2391. Lu Yin reacted quickly. The moment she turned around, the gun in her right hand was already aimed at the man's waist. Because of the loose coat, she didn't attract the attention of the passers-by. Qiao Fei. Lu Yin froze when she saw that it was Qiao Fei behind her. Then, she quickly put away her gun. "Where are you going?" Qiao Fei's gaze was no longer gentle and doting. Instead, it was filled with anger. "Leaving this place. I'm running around." Lu Yin licked her lips, unperturbed. "Do you like living like this?" Qiao Fei asked. "Huh, what's the difference if I like it or not? I'm used to it anyways." Lu Yin had been separated from her father ever since she was young because of her identity. Speaking of which, she had to hide her identity. Back when she was studying at West Point in America, it was one of the most peaceful years of her life. After she graduated, she gathered her friends and formed a mercenary group. In just a few years, she rose up in the industry and became one of the top mercenary groups in the world. Because of this, Lu Yin was given a famous nickname, Second Young Mistress. In the world of mercenaries and assassins, not many people knew about Lu Yin. Second Young Mistress was like thunder to one's ears. Some legends about this girl had been circulating in the industry. She even became the idol of many newcomers and the object of worship. "Come back with me." Qiao Fei grabbed Lu Yin's hand and walked out, suppressing the anger in his heart. "Let go of me. I'm not going back." Lu Yin struggled to break free. "Do you want to die? Do you know how much trouble you've caused?" Qiao Fei gritted his teeth and looked at Lu Yin. Even though he was furious, he couldn't bear to scold her. "I know. I didn't blow up Ian's branch. It's not like I blew up his base. What's there to be afraid of?" Lu Yin had always been fearless. Even if the king of hell came, she would still be like this. She had been on the edge of a knife since she was young and was used to being arrogant. "That's not all. You've also attracted the attention of the Indonesian government and the spies of various Western countries. I heard that the Indonesian government has already offered $1 billion for your head." Qiao Fei was just short of saying, "Yin, you need to be more careful. $1 billion? So fucking stingy. My head is only worth $1 billion? You're underestimating me." Lu Yin didn't seem to care about the bounty on her head. Instead, she blamed the other party for paying too little. $1 billion. That's the highest price in the industry. Yin, your life. All the assassins in the world are after you. You've become everyone's target. I promise you that as soon as you leave Russia, no matter where you go, you'll be hunted down. Qiao Fei calmly analyzed the situation for him. "Isn't that normal? I've been living like this since I was a kid. It'd be weird if no one tried to kill me one day." Lu Yin chewed on her gum, not minding Qiao Fei's words at all. "So, you don't care if you live or die, do you?" Qiao Fei could tell that this lady was going to risk her life. "If I was afraid of death, Lu Yin wouldn't be who she is today." "Psycho Qiao, is this your first day meeting me? Don't ask such an idiotic question, okay?" the little girl retorted. Qiao Fei was furious, but that wasn't what angered him the most. What angered him the most was what Lu Yin said next. Chapter 2392. Psycho Qiao. "Thank you for taking me in during this time, but I'm leaving now. If I'm lucky enough to survive, I'll definitely thank you properly when I get the chance. All right, I've already ordered someone to ship the batch of firearms I intercepted in Mexico to you on a cruise ship. The captain is a very reliable friend of mine. You can feel free to accept the goods. According to the market price, that batch of goods is worth a few $100 million. But this time, I'll get it to you for free. Just treat it as my accommodation and food expenses. Bye-bye." Then, Lu Yin pulled down the black cap on her head and turned to walk into the crowd, eager to board the plane. "Lu Yin, do you even have a heart?" Qiao Fei looked at the girl's back with heartache. feeling terrible. Young master, what should we do now? Seeing Xiao Fei's face turn green with anger, his subordinates became anxious as well. Stop her. Do whatever it takes. Xiao Fei knew very well what Lu Yin would face after leaving Russia. He would never let her take that risk. Whether she wanted to or not, she had to stay in Russia at this sensitive time. After Xiao Fei gave the order, his subordinates rushed up and attacked Lu Yin. What do you want? Lu Yin looked at them warily. Young madam, we're sorry. The few of them rushed forward. Lu Yin was about to board the plane, but was stopped by them. She was furious. She fought with these people at the airport, and the airport security and the police came immediately. When they saw Xiao Fei, they stopped immediately. My people are working. I don't need you to interfere. Back off, Xiao Fei shouted coldly. The police and security all backed off dozens of meters. Lu Yin saw that she would miss the plane if she was stopped. She had no choice but to take out her pistol. I don't want to shoot. Don't force me. Let me go. Lu Yin had just finished speaking when she felt a numbing sensation on her neck. It turned out that one of Xiao Fei's subordinates who was good at using hidden weapons had used a few tranquilizer needles on her. Lu Yin thought they were on her side and didn't want to fight with them, so she was careless and fell to the ground. Xiao Fei immediately rushed up and hugged her tightly before she fell to the ground. Let's go home. Then he said 2 words. After settling Lu Yin down, Xiao Fei called Lu Yin's father, Professor Lu. Then, he called Qin Shu and told him about the trouble Lu Yin had caused. He also told him that Ian wouldn't go to Sea City for the time being. To be honest, Qin Shu was to be shocked. He didn't know how powerful Ghost Number 1 was, but to make Ian to leave Sea City, it must have been very destructive. Lu Yan's used this method to protect her sister, and the twins to protect her, to put herself and the twins to herself. However, he also put himself in danger. If Mian knew about this, she would be devastated. Lu was to Lu, hun, Lu, to leave to die, to go to's her. Then don't tell my sister. With Lu Yan's temper, I don't know what she's like, but I know she wants to protect my sister and the kids at all costs. To me, two of the two of a two of a two of to have to. To Lu of S's. Brother-in-law, we're all family. There's no need to be so polite. What should we do now? Lu Yin must be in danger, right? Qin Shu was still worried when he heard that the Indonesian government had offered $1 billion for Lu Yan's life. Chapter 2393. As long as she stays in Russia, no one will dare to do anything to her. Don't worry, I'll take care of her. Okay. After hanging up with Qin Shu, one of his subordinates came to report. Young master, Miss Yin woke up and wants you to go over. Xiao Fei nodded and went into the bedroom. Lu Yin was still under the effect of the anesthetic, so she couldn't get up from the bed and had no strength left in her body. As soon as Xiao Fei entered the room, she started yelling at him. Psycho Xiao, do you want to die? How dare you use anesthetic on me? Do you want water? Xiao Fei ignored Lu Yan's question and asked. Drink my ass. Let me go. Otherwise, I'll blow up your base. Do you believe me? Those who knew Lu Yin knew that she was a girl who would use bombs whenever she felt like it. Furthermore, they never boasted. Basically, they would bomb whoever they wanted, just like the branch that Ian had painstakingly built in Indonesia. Lu Yan's Ghost Number 1 could blow it up in a matter of minutes. Although the repercussions were huge and the consequences weren't ideal, Lu Yin had always been someone who didn't care about the consequences. Unlike Huamin, Lu Yin was more impulsive and would do whatever she wanted to do. Huamin, on the other hand, would calmly analyze the situation and make a decision after weighing the pros and cons. Yin, you can't leave. Xiao Fei looked at her seriously. If I don't leave, am I supposed to be a coward here for the rest of my life? Lu Yin retorted. So what? It's not like I can't afford to raise you. Xiao Fei replied slowly. I'm speechless. Psycho Xiao, are you trying to put me under house arrest? If that's how you see it, I won't argue with you. My dad won't like you if you treat me like this. Let me tell you, I already called the professor and told him that you're safe. He also told you to stay here. What the? How could you do that? Do you have any humanity left? Let me tell you, my subordinates know that I'm locked up here and will come to save me. They'll make a mess of your life. Lu Yin tried to scare him. I won't give your subordinates any chance to enter the country. You? Lu Yin almost rolled her eyes. She was the queen of mercenaries, the famous Second Mississippi. She was actually ambushed by this perverted guy with an anesthetic and then inexplicably put under house arrest. Seeing that force didn't work, Lu Yin decided to change her strategy. She smiled gently at Xiao Fei and said, "Brother Xiao Fei, you can't treat me like this. Can't we talk things over? How barbaric of you to lock me up like this." Ahem. Xiao Fei's subordinates' eyes almost fell out of their sockets when they saw Lu Yin's expression. Why did such gentle words sound so creepy when they came out of Lu Yin's mouth? However, Xiao Fei was still very calm. He was not tempted by the sugar-coated bullets. "What do you want to eat for lunch? How about steak? Don't you like shrimp dumplings the most?" "I've invited the Cantonese chef from my dad's place to cook for you, okay?" Lu Yin suppressed her anger. Then she smiled at the blooming flower. "Okay, but I promise you that I'll eat my lunch. After that, you'll let me go, okay?" "No." Xiao Fei refused without hesitation. "Fuck, I really want to shoot you." Lu Yin couldn't keep up the act anymore. If she wasn't under the influence of the anesthetic, she would have jumped up and punched Xiao Fei in the face. His indifferent attitude was infuriating. Chapter 2394. Young Master. Old Master wants you to go to the old mansion and take care of some things. The subordinate whispered into Xiao Fei's ear. "Okay." Xiao Fei nodded and got up to leave. "Xiao Fei." Lu Yin called out unwillingly. Xiao Fei stopped in his tracks but didn't turn around. His silver hair looked even more dazzling under the sunlight. Who would have thought that such a handsome, cold, and handsome young man would be the young master of Russia's largest Chinese mafia? He was a bloodthirsty young man who could kill people by himself since he was 7 years old. He and Lu Yin had a similar childhood and life, which was why they were so close to each other. Therefore, when he saw Lu Yin for the first time, he thought she might be the missing rib in his body. Once a person has something that they care about, something that they are determined to do, and someone that they're determined to love deeply, the person that they are determined to love deeply, their life would be much better. To Xiao Fei, Lu Yin was his life's goal. She was the only person who made him feel like there was something beautiful in the world. However, that girl didn't know how important she was to him. Seeing that Xiao Fei was about to leave and that she was going to be locked up again, Lu Yin became anxious. She tried to convince Xiao Fei, so she put away her usual playful side and said seriously, "Xiao Fei, you can't take me in. I'll bring you trouble. Ian won't stop hunting me down. I piss him off this time, so he won't let me go. The Indonesian government won't let me go either. With a $1 billion bounty on my head, I think all the assassins in the world will be willing to take my head. If you keep me, I'll be a burden to you. So let me go, really." She added the word "really" at the end to emphasize that she wasn't joking. She was very serious. After Xiao Fei heard this, he fell silent for 3 seconds. Then he turned to look at Lu Yin, and his eyes gradually softened. "If I was afraid, I wouldn't have taken you in from the beginning. Yin, remember, if one day the whole world betrays you, then I will betray the whole world with you." After saying this, Xiao Fei turned around and walked out of the room. Lu Yin was left behind, dumbfounded. Is this guy confessing to me? Lu Yin was dumbfounded. "A young lady, our young master loves you wholeheartedly. I've never seen him treat any woman so well. Of course, the only woman who could get close to him, other than his late mother, is you. You have to cherish him." The butler who stayed behind to take care of Lu Yin wanted to defend Xiao Fei. Lu Yin took a deep breath. In fact, she knew that Xiao Fei was being kind by letting her stay. But if she continued to stay, the Xiao family will definitely be in big trouble. Russia will not be a permanent harbor. In the past, Ian wasn't willing to come to Russia to capture people because he was wary of the Qiao family's influence and didn't want to offend them. But this time, she had caused such a big trouble. Ian would definitely be furious. When he went crazy, why would he care about the Chiao family? Besides, as the leader of the mercenary world, it wasn't Lu Yan's style to be a coward. With her fiery temper, she would rather die in battle than hide behind others and drag out an ignoble existence. 5 a.m. in the morning, Huamin and Qin Chu drove Tang Chuan and Qin Ning to the airport. Chapter 2395. By the time they drove back, Uncle Li had already prepared breakfast for them. As the couple enjoyed their breakfast, Qin Shu remembered what Gao Ran told him last night. He glanced at Huamin and said, "Ian already left." "Huh? That fast?" Huamin was surprised, and her hand that was holding the bread and butter paused slightly. "What? You sound like you don't want him to leave." Qin Chu teased her. "Nonsense, I'm not. I just don't think he came here for a vacation. Maybe he's here for something. He killed so many people in a row. Why would he leave so easily? He's not scared of the police, is he?" Huamian guessed. "Of course not. Why would someone like him be scared of the police? And what is he doing? That's weird." Huamin lowered her head and pondered. Qin Shu didn't dare to tell Huamin that Lu Yan did it because she would be worried about Lu Yan. So, he gave her a perfunctory answer. Someone like Ian wouldn't be so free. He's a terrorist who wants the whole world to fall into chaos. So, he must be interested in something else. That's why he left. That's great. We don't have to worry about him anymore. It's just that it's such a pity for the innocent people who died. Ian killed so many people and got away with it. I really don't like it. And Mo Shui. She's so unlucky. I never thought that she would die in Ian's hands. Someone like Ian will be punished by the heavens sooner or later. Qin Chu comforted Huamin. Then, "Honey, can I go back to work now?" Huamin asked excitedly as soon as the alarm was lifted. "Yeah, you can go back to work tomorrow," Qin Chu answered as he ate his fried egg slowly. "Why not today?" Huamin's eyes widened. "Come with me to a place today. We have a lot of things to do where..." Huamin's curiosity was immediately piqued. Before Qin Chu could answer, he heard footsteps behind him. It turned out that his parents and the twins were awake. "Daddy and Mommy are getting out of hand. They always sneak in here and don't even call us." Little Bean walked down with sleepy eyes. Her pigtails were sticking out, making her look very funny. "It's all because you guys woke up late. We have to go to work, so of course, we ate earlier." Huamin looked at Little Bean and smiled. "Daddy, hug me." Little Bean approached Qin Chu and opened her chubby arms. Qin Chu dotingly picked up his daughter. Little Bean kissed Qin Chu on the cheek. "Good morning, Daddy. I love you." "Hey, Little Bean is acting weird today. What's going on? Did you get into trouble?" Huamin felt that something was wrong when he saw his daughter act like a spoiled child and confess to her daddy in all sorts of ways. "You're drooling all over my face." Little Bean. Qin Chu looked at his daughter, amused. "Daddy, the flatterer is kissing up to you again. Be careful. It's a trap." Little Bean sat down beside Huamin obediently and reminded her dad with a smile. "Daddy, don't listen to her. I slept really well last night, and I'm in a really good mood. That's why I'm acting like this," Little Bean explained. Qin Chu gave her a knowing look. "Daddy, I want to eat that grilled sausage." Little Bean pointed at it. Qin Chu immediately picked up the sausage with a fork and put it in front of his daughter's mouth. "Be careful, it's hot," he gently reminded her. Chapter 2396. Seeing how patient Qin Chu was, Huamin suddenly felt that people who thought Qin Chu was cold and unapproachable didn't know him at all. In front of his daughter, he could throw away all his principles and willingly become her slave. "Daddy, are you working today?" Little Bean asked as she ate the sausage. "What do you want to do?" Qin Chu asked. "Oh, I'm obsessed with a TV show." The male lead bought a hover bike for his daughter. "Wow, it's so cool. I was thinking, what's it a show off? I'm sure you'll buy one for me too. Although it's only a few thousand yuan, you're rich." "No, you're super rich. You won't care about a few thousand yuan, right?" Here's the main point. A hover bike. Humin laughed. Mommy, what do you think? Am I right? Little Bean definitely has a motive for kissing up to you. Pudding said proudly as she looked at Humin. Of course. You're the one who knows your sister the best. Humin gave Pudding a thumbs up. Daddy, you'll sell it to me and Sis, right? Sis really wants it too. Seeing that her daddy didn't say anything, Little Bean was afraid that he wouldn't agree, so she immediately brought up her sister. Little Bean, if you want a hover bike, you're dragging me down with you. That's not very nice of you. Pudding expressed her dissatisfaction. Little Bean immediately gave her a look that said, Sis, please cooperate with me. Other than hover bikes, is there anything else? Chin Shu asked calmly. Of course. Daddy, it'd be best if you buy a few more. After all, I have friends now, and I have to protect my circle of friends. Little Bean smiled innocently. Circle of friends? You mean, not only will I buy one for you and Sis, but I'll also buy a few more for you to give to your friends, right? Chin Shu asked. Daddy, you're so smart. Your IQ is so high. Just like mine, after Little Bean said that, Humin and Pudding almost burst out laughing. Even their grandparents couldn't hold it in anymore. What are you guys laughing at? Little Bean was a little embarrassed. As the one with the lowest IQ in the family, how can you brag here? Pudding retorted. Sis, if you want to talk like this, I don't want to listen. Do you still want to have fun together in the future? Little Bean, let's get back to business. If you want a hover bike, no problem. First, tell me, who do you want to give it to? Chin Shu looked at his daughter and asked in all seriousness. For big sister? Little Bean stammered. Don't drag me into this, okay? Tell me the truth. Pudding stared at her. Daddy, don't ask. Are you going to buy it or not? Little Bean asked embarrassedly. Then, she looked a little angry. Seeing his daughter like this, Humin couldn't help but say for her, Honey, just buy it. She must want to give it to Buyuan. Mommy, I like your high IQ. Pudding gave her a thumbs up. Is Buyuan the son of Gaoran? Mrs. Chin interrupted. Grandma, let's eat. Little Bean was completely embarrassed. Oh, you want to give it to Buyuan? Okay, Daddy will buy 4. Other than you and your sister, I'll also buy 1 for Buyuan and Yinshu. Chin Shu was very generous. Wow, Daddy, you're so generous. Little Bean was so happy that she hugged her daddy's neck and kissed him. Little Bean, you're using Daddy's money to give Buyuan a Valentine's Day gift. Where's your shame? Pudding asked. Chapter 2397. How can you do that? When I grow up and earn money, I'll pay Daddy back. Little Bean retorted. Suddenly, Humin realized something. Today is Valentine's Day? Mommy, you're so slow. The twins looked at Humin with disdain. But looking at you, I'm sure you didn't prepare a Valentine's Day present for Daddy. Little Bean guessed. I really forgot. I didn't know today was Valentine's Day. How did it happen so fast? Humin was embarrassed. Daddy, it seems like you don't need to prepare a present for Mommy. You two are even. Little Bean laughed. Pudding interrupted. He won't. From what I know about Daddy, he definitely won't forget. He might even prepare a surprise for Mommy. Ahem. You two go upstairs and get changed. Chin Shu didn't want the twins to cause any more trouble. Okay. But do we have any plans today? Sis? Little Bean asked, Pudding excitedly. Yeah, I want to go see Handsome Sue. Pudding drank a glass of milk as she walked upstairs. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's not bother Handsome Sue on Valentine's Day. He's single and poor enough. Daddy has Mommy. Uncle Wei has Annie Xiao Wei. Uncle Gao has Annie Lingling. Annie has Uncle Tang. Uncle N.I. Yang has Annie Jia. And even our most honest Uncle Jixin is about to get Annie Bella. Only Handsome Sue is single. I feel bad for him. Pudding felt even sadder after hearing Little Bean's analysis. So, I want to go see Handsome Sue. I can't let him spend Valentine's Day alone. What about Wei Yinshu? Come on, we're still so young. Why we need to spend Valentine's Day together? You insisted on giving Buyuan a hover bike because you felt guilty for eating so much of his food last time. Don't think I don't know. Pudding saw through Little Bean's little plan. Ha. Sis, you know me the best. If that's the case, let's both go see Handsome Sue. Okay, I'll call him and ask him to pick us up. Then, she sent a video call to Suyu. Suyu had just arrived at Imperial Star's headquarters. He was in his office packing up the documents, preparing for the morning meeting. Pudding. Handsome Sue, are you free today? What is it? The two of us want to go over and play with you today. Let's see. I have a few meetings to attend today. I'll see when I'm done. If it's early, I'll pick you up. If it's late, I won't go. So you didn't know that today was Valentine's Day. All right then, I'll contact you later. After hanging up the phone, Suyu took the documents and walked out. When he passed by the administrative office, he heard a group of female colleagues whispering, "Hey, do you know? This year's Valentine's Day is very strange. I can't even buy roses." It can't be, right? How was that possible? Another girl expressed her surprise. It's true. I don't know what's going on. My boyfriend went to buy flowers today, but didn't find roses in the florist shop. In the end, he had to buy me lilies and these teddy bears, the girl said with a pout as she held a bunch of lilies in her hands. That's strange. What's going on? Are roses banned? Or did something happen? The women whispered among themselves and didn't notice Suyu walking past them. Is today Valentine's Day? Suyu turned around and asked in confusion after hearing the female colleague's words. Chapter 2398. President Sue. I'm not sure either, and said innocently. After all, and had always been single. Suyu cleared his throat and took out his phone to check the calendar. It really was the 14th. It was Valentine's Day. No wonder the two kids called him this morning to keep him company. They didn't want him to feel lonely. Thinking of this, Suyu smiled and walked into the conference room with the documents in his hand. When he came out, it was already 2 hours later. President Sue. A gentle voice came from behind him. Suyu turned around and saw Nye Lingxian, whom he hadn't seen in a long time. As the #1 actress in Imperial Star, she had replaced Jian Tong's position. The number of movies and commercials she accepted this year was more than what she had accepted in the previous 5 years. In Cece's words, her sister was going to be famous soon. All she needed was a famous movie. What's up? Yeah, I was injured a while ago, right? I'm really sorry that I delayed a lot of work. Nye Lingxian apologized to Suyu in a low voice. Oh, it's okay. Your health is more important. President Sue, this is for you. Nye Lingxian mustered up her courage and took out an exquisite box from her bag. What's this? Suyu frowned slightly, but didn't reach out to take it. He wasn't someone who accepted gifts easily, especially when he didn't know the other party's intentions. Don't get me wrong. It's not expensive. I made it myself with the oven. It tastes pretty good. I heard that President Sue likes chocolate, so I made some. There are no additives, and it's very healthy. I hope you don't mind it. It's also a thank you for taking care of me all this time. You're too kind. You're my employee. It's normal for me to take care of you, Suyu said in a formal tone. President Sue, please accept it. Nye Lingxian was a very shy girl. She was very nervous, so she held the box with both hands and bowed to Suyu. It made Suyu feel very awkward. People came and went in the office, and everyone looked at them strangely. In the end, Suyu had no choice but to take it. Thank you for your gift. After speaking, Suyu turned around and walked into his office. She placed the chocolates on the desk without any intention of opening them. Suyu bit her lip and turned on her phone's screensaver. The female doctor who wore a white coat and colored glasses was still his obsession for the past 4 years. Happy Valentine's Day, Dr. Hua. During the 4 Valentine's Days when Qin Chu wasn't around, Suyu would try his best to send Huamin gifts every year to make her happy. Although she never accepted Valentine's Day gifts, Suyu still felt happy to be able to accompany her. But this year, President Sue, aren't you going to prepare a gift for President Hua this year? And asked, go give the box of hairy crabs that someone gave me yesterday to Huamian. Other than giving her her favorite seafood, Suyu knew that there was nothing else he could do for her. At this moment, Qin Ning and Tang Chuan were already on their way back to the United States. She thought that her beautiful Valentine's Day could only be spent on a boring long-distance flight. Who knew? Qin Ning took a nap and woke up to find that Tang Chuan was gone. Huh? Where did this guy go? Did he go to the bathroom? Qi Ning was puzzled. Just then, a familiar voice sounded on the plane's radio. Dear passengers, I'm sorry to take up a little of your time. Today is Valentine's Day, and I really want to sing a song for my beloved girlfriend, for her. It was the first time Qi Ning heard Tang Chuan speak in such a perfect English voice, and her heart immediately raced. Ning Ning, are you listening? He asked. Chapter 2399. Qi Ning's heart was filled with excitement. She never would have thought that Tang Chuan would do something like this. It was a huge surprise. Wow, whose boyfriend is this? He's so romantic. Some of the female passengers on the plane began to whisper. Qi Ning was filled with pride. She pursed her lips and lowered her head as she smiled shyly. She didn't know how Tang Chuan convinced the flight crew to use the radio to fool around. But she was sure that this young master was a romantic. He was much more romantic than young Master Su and young Master Wei. Just then, a beautiful melody began to play, followed by Tang Chuan's slightly raspy voice. As soon as he opened his mouth, it was breathtaking. Qi Ning was envious when she heard her brother sing for Huomian. She heard that Su Yu also sang for Huomian for the first time at the anniversary celebration. Although she wasn't there at the time, she could imagine the romantic atmosphere. On the 8th of January, she witnessed Enai Yang and Chun Jie's wedding at the Yunding Mountain Hot Springs Hotel. As a professional singer, Enai Yang's voice was even more refreshing. However, to her surprise, as soon as Tang Chuan opened his mouth, Qi Ning felt like her heart was going to melt. She didn't expect such a carefree and frivolous man to sing so beautifully. Even the surrounding passengers couldn't help but scream. Wow, it's so nice. This guy is so nice to his girlfriend, so romantic. Such a nice boyfriend is usually someone else's. We can forget about it. This is Wang Liham's Big City, Small Love. This song is my favorite. He sang it so well. Compliments kept coming from the surrounding passengers. Qi Ning sat in the first-class cabin. Her hands tightly gripped the blanket as if she was nervous, shy, and sweet. Then, she closed her eyes and listened intently to every word Tang Chuan sang for her. My head is full of you. My heart is full of you. My little love is so sweet in the big city. My thoughts are all about you. Everything is you. My little love is in the big city. My heart is only for you. After finishing the song, Tang Chuan slowly said, Ning Ning, I won't promise you that we'll be together forever. Because if a promise doesn't come true, then it's just empty words. So, I'm willing to use my actions to prove it. I'm willing to use the rest of my life to prove my feelings. In the future, we'll walk together. No matter what, I won't let go. Qi Ning's eyes were filled with tears. She was brought up by her father since she was young. Not only was she independent, but she was also very strong-willed. She had never been in a serious relationship in her entire life. When she was in school, there were many people who chased after her and adored her. However, she always refused because she prioritized her studies. After she started working, she became the chairman's daughter and the only woman on the board of directors. Her domineering aura made all the men who had fallen for her forget to take a step further. In fact, although Qi Ning didn't have to worry about food and clothing for the past 20 years, her love life was a complete blank. Even if she went to a friend's party, she would feel like a lonely person. Now, Tang Chuan was slowly filling the emptiness in her heart without any warning. He let her know that happiness could come from the heart and even overflow. When Tang Chuan walked out and returned to his seat, all the passengers on the plane applauded him. There was even an American couple. The old lady praised him in English. Young man, you're good. Tang Chuan nodded and thanked everyone. When he returned to his seat, he saw that Qi Ning's eyes were red. At that time, he was even shocked. Chapter 2400. Oh my God, what's going on? My dear lady, was my singing that bad? You scare me to tears. Tang Chuan asked. Qi Ning was teased by him, and her tears immediately turned into laughter. "It's not like that. Don't tease me," Qi Ning said as she wiped her tears. "Okay, why are you crying? If I didn't know any better, I would have thought that I was bullying you. Today is Valentine's Day. Can we be a little happier?" After speaking, Tang Chuan pressed the button. A beautiful stewardess walked over and asked with a smile, "What would you like?" "2 glasses of red wine. Thank you." Tang Chuan was in a very good mood, and he really wanted to drink with Qi Ning. After a while, the stewardess brought over the red wine, and Tang Chuan carefully took it. He put 1 glass in front of him and handed the other to Qi Ning. "Come, Ning Ning, let's drink." Qi Ning took the glass and glanced at Tang Chuan. "You sing really well." "Really? If it's good, I'll sing it for you often." After speaking, Tang Chuan continued, "I'll sing for you every Valentine's Day, okay?" Qi Ning suddenly felt even sweeter. She didn't say anything, and she just nodded shyly. "Come, cheers." Tang Chuan smiled and clinked glasses with Qi Ning. Qi Ning picked up the glass and took a small sip. Then, she heard Tang Chuan say, "I performed so well today. Shouldn't you give me some benefits? What benefits do you want?" Qi Ning looked at him, amused. "I'm very easy to satisfy, and I'm not greedy at all. How about you give me a child or something?" After hearing Tang Chuan's words, Qi Ning almost spat out the red wine in her mouth. "Give him a child? How is that not greedy?" This Tang Chuan was really shameless. Don't get so excited. I'm just teasing you." Seeing the subtle changes in Qi Ning's expression, Tang Chuan couldn't help but laugh. When the two of them were together, it was always full of passion, and the atmosphere was especially funny. Just as Tang Chuan was laughing, Qi Ning suddenly leaned forward and gently kissed him on the lips. Although it was just a light touch, Tang Chuan still felt as if his brain had been electrocuted. This was the first time Qi Ning had taken the initiative to kiss him. What just happened?" Tang Chuan didn't dare to move. He looked at Qi Ning and asked seriously. Qi Ning giggled. "Don't laugh, I'm serious. What happened just now? It happened too fast. I can't remember. Why don't you show me the scene again?" Tang Chuan said deliberately. "In your dreams. Don't push your luck." Qi Ning turned her head and said embarrassedly, "Hey, is someone shy?" Tang Chuan looked down at Qi Ning. Go, go, go. Let me see, your face is really red." Tang Chuan, do you want to die? Shut up. Just like that, the two of them played around like children playing house. In the end, Qi Ning leaned on Tang Chuan's shoulder and enjoyed the peace and beauty of this moment. Tang Chuan, yeah. If you go back with me this time, what if my dad gets angry and kicks you out? No way. I already agreed to be his live-in son-in-law. Why would he kick me out? Tang Chuan looked wronged. Didn't you sneak out in the middle of the night last time? My dad thinks you're not sincere to me. Plus, he's always had a bad temper. Maybe when he sees you, he'll kick you out? What will you do then? Qi Ning looked at Tang Chuan worriedly. Chapter 24:01. Okay, if you really want to kick me out, then I'll have to go. Tang Chuan purposely sighed. How can you be so indecisive? You'll leave just because I told you to? Obviously, Qi Ning was unhappy. I can't just stay at your place, right? I'm a grown-up. It's so embarrassing to be kicked out. Okay, do whatever you want. Qi Ning immediately stood up and stopped leaning on his shoulder. She was clearly unhappy. Seeing Qi Ning like this, Tang Chuan secretly laughed and continued, "But I don't know anyone in Los Angeles. If you kick me out, I have nowhere to go. All I can do is wander around during the day and sneak into your room at night. Do you mind if I share a bed with you?" Tang Chuan, you tricked me. Qi Ning finally realized that she had been tricked by Tang Chuan. She immediately raised her fist and punched him on his shoulder. The two of them openly displayed their love for each other, torturing a bunch of single people on the plane on the other side. Huamin was being driven to the suburbs by Qin Shu. As the two drove through the city, Huamin noticed something strange. At first, she wasn't sure, so she took out her phone and looked at it. It's Valentine's Day today. Huamin muttered to herself. What's wrong? Honey. Seeing Huamin mumbling to herself, Qin Shu tilted his head and asked her, Honey, It's Valentine's Day today, right? Yeah, but why aren't there any roses on the streets? Even the flower shops aren't selling them. It's so strange. Huamin looked at the people on the street, the couples holding hands, and the girls holding lilies and baby stars. She didn't even see a single bouquet of roses. This was too strange. Roses were everywhere on Valentine's Day every year. No matter if it was red roses, blue roses, or pink roses, the streets would be filled with roses. Roses represented love. Why was it this year? Oh, really? I didn't pay much attention to it. Qin Shu answered casually while driving. Huamin didn't give up. He opened his phone and scrolled through his WeChat moments. As expected, the couples in their WeChat moments were also posting lilies, and they were all complaining that they couldn't buy roses. Jixin was pursuing Bella, so he originally planned to order 99 roses and confess to her. Who would have thought that they wouldn't be able to book it? Jing Jixin. Valentine's Day is so weird this year. Roses can't be bought, and money is a luxury. Can someone tell me what's going on? Jiang Xiaowei posted a photo of the limited edition Cartier couple bracelet that Wei Liao had given her. Next to it was a bouquet of roses made of gold. She said, "Roses can't be bought this year, so my husband generously ordered gold roses. Haha, although it's old-fashioned, I'm still very touched." Zhu Lingling posted a table of food, red wine, and a bucket of popcorn. She wrote, "We're an old married couple, so it's okay that we don't have roses. I'd be happy even if this man gave me popcorn. After all, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together." She scrolled down and saw that Chanjie had also posted lilies and a diamond necklace. The only one who posted roses was Cece. However, Cece was already far away in New Orleans. She held a giant red rose and smiled happily. She wrote, "He's full of fire and courage, but in the end, he's still willing to return to normal for me. Thank you, my great hero." Huamin liked all of them. Then, he put away his phone and said to Qin Shu, "Honey, other than Cece, no one else received roses. But Cece's in the States, so it doesn't count. What's going on? Could it be that someone had started to speculate in roses, just like gold? Did you hear any rumors?" Chapter 2402. Huamin's imagination ran wild, thinking that someone was using roses to create hype. "No," Mr. Qin replied nonchalantly. Okay, pretend I didn't say anything." Huamin saw that Mr. Qin wasn't interested in the topic, so he didn't say anything else. An hour later, the two drove to a manor in the suburbs. "Honey, what are we doing here? A farmhouse? Fishing and eating?" Huamin didn't understand. Looking at the mountain village in the middle of nowhere, he didn't know what Mr. Qin was up to. "Come with me." After Qin Chu parked the car, he held Huamin's hand and walked out. "Mr. Qin, you're here." At the door, a man in his 40s saw Qin Chu and greeted him. "Is everything ready?" Qin Chu asked him. "It's all ready, Mr. Qin. You and Mrs. Qin can go in." "Okay." Qin Chu nodded, holding Huamin's hand as they walked in through the door. Only then did Huamin realize that they were in a simple manner. After walking in, it was a very dark and narrow path. It was a little dark. If it weren't for Qin Chu by her side, she would have been scared. "Honey, where are we going? This place is so scary," Huamin whispered. Qin Chu didn't answer and just walked forward in silence. After walking for about 4 or 5 minutes, the path ahead began to light up. Huamin saw a glass door. It was big and beautiful. However, because it was covered by green vines, they couldn't see what was inside. At the glass door, Qin Chu held Huamin's hand and slowly stopped walking. "Why aren't we walking?" Huamin was curious. "Mian, guess what's inside?" Is a vegetable garden? A pure green vegetable garden?" Huamin guessed. Pudding and Little Bean loved vegetable gardens like this, so they often came here to pick strawberries and tomatoes to eat. Huamin thought that Qin Chu had invested in a vegetable garden and wanted her to take a look and give him some advice. After hearing Huamin's words, Qin Chu only smiled. "Close your eyes. I'll take you in." "Why are you being so secretive? Is it necessary?" Huamin thought it was funny. "It's necessary." Qin Chu ordered her like a child. Okay, I'll close." Unable, Huamin couldn't dissuade Qin Shu, so she closed her eyes. Then, Qin Shu slowly opened the glass door. Qin Shu's is Qin Shu and means, after walking for about 20 to 30 steps, Qin Shu found a perfect spot and stopped. Then, he gently said, "Mian, you can open your eyes now." After hearing this, Huamin slowly opened her eyes. Instantly, she was stunned. In front of her was a sea of roses. In the middle was the blue enchantress. Then the pink rose wrapped around the blue enchantress, and then the champagne rose. In the end, the entire mountain was covered in red roses blooming brilliantly. Under their feet was a high platform. Looking down, they could see a mountain full of flowers. This place was actually a huge rose garden. When they came in, Huamin was fooled by the simple house and door. She thought it was just a vegetable garden. Who knew that there was a whole other world inside? Why are there so many roses? Huamin was so surprised that she couldn't speak properly. Qin Shu was behind her. He gently hugged her waist and whispered in her ear, "I bought out all the roses and planted them in this sea of flowers. Today, only you can have roses." After hearing this, Huamin's eyes flashed with tears. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.